Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
Continuing to rank every position. Today we got the most stacked position, I would say.
Oh, definitely.
The power forward position.
It was very hard, like very tough,
man,
especially towards the end.
I want to remind y'all that we're doing it based on last season. So the historic best small forwards of all time, like LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, are now at the point of their careers where they're full-time four-men. And then you got to account for the real four-men, like the dudes we know to be fours. And then even some centers have transitioned to fours, like Karl-Anthony Towns. So this was an insane list. It basically has 10 stars. Like there's no like borderline, should he be on this list? It's 10 like all-star caliber players through and through.
Some guys who should be like etched in, they didn't make the list. So,
I know who you're talking about.
I think, unfortunately, but yeah, man, I like these lists for a lot of different reasons. My new favorite thing though is when it hits Instagram and there is no context.
Yeah, you know, I think the last one they did a good job because they said, I mean, people just don't read the captions. No, they said based on last season.
That's what I mean. Like, let me not say context because I think even without context said, if you use context clues and common sense, you could be able to add things up.
Right.
But like just seeing the comments and seeing people who may not necessarily be Numbers on the Board viewers, but on Instagram or whatever. And I saw something this morning, and shout out to our fans, man, because they be going through it sometimes. Somebody was in the comments saying like, man, y'all just don't like Kawhi, huh? So one of our fans was like, nah, him and a lot of others, like LeBron, Kevin Durant, they're going to be power forwards. Watch the video. I think his first reply was watch the video. And then he went back and forth with the dude. And it reminded me of when, like, your mom is teaching you math or a younger sibling math, and they do the, Amy has 7 apples. And she takes 2 at a time and eats one. How many does she have? Because he was, the last comment I seen, he was like, Paul George is on this list as a small forward. His teammate was Kawhi Leonard. So if his teammate was Kawhi and he's at the small forward, where do you think Kawhi is going to be? Because they both can't be small forwards. And the reason I stopped reading the conversation, because you know what dude said to that? They both were small forwards. And then I just seen our fan just like, bro, all right, bro. Yeah. All right, bro. You just complaining about anything now. We're gonna have two guys on the same team at the same position. But yeah, I'm loving the comments of just like straight nonsense.
The people that get it.
Right. Where's LeBron?
It shouldn't be that hard to get, honestly.
There's no world where we would have Jaden McDaniels and not LeBron James.
Yeah.
There's no world. So let's
I guess
real.
they think we just completely forgot about them.
We need legal restrictions for people who lack comment. We should have a common sense test, and if you don't get a certain score, your phone shuts down after a certain amount of time. Because people's brains are getting fried. Because, yeah, you see the list, you see Jaden McDaniels, and your first thought is, oh, they didn't put Bron and Kawhi and KD, but they got McDaniels? Shout out to Jaden McDaniels, though.
Shout out to him, man. Let's drop the mic.
First of all, I'm going to say shout out to the dude that was in my stream last night that said he was in bed with his feet up, giggling, thinking about drop the mic for tomorrow.
Was his feet up on his back or on his stomach? When you have your feet up, you can be laying on your back with your feet up, or you can be laying on your stomach.
I think he was laying on his stomach with his feet up. You know that you know that video where that dude hop in the Instagram chat with Kay Cunningham?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's exactly how he was.
Okay.
Anyways, drop the mic for the day. If you were GM, or not GM, if you were commissioner of the league, what would be the first thing you change?
The first as a commissioner.
And it don't got to be some crazy, like, for instance, what I'm doing is ain't no more of the mini series. We're spreading those out.
I like the mini series.
I really don't.
To a certain degree.
don't.
I kind of hate them.
You talking about when they play 3 times in a week?
Yes, in the same week.
I hate that.
It's usually 2, right? It's usually 2.
You go to
but
your
again,
crib, go to
they can do the 2 times in a week. They're probably playing another 2 times next week.
Yeah.
So like their whole
it's not
series
always like that, but sometimes
I think the
it be like
schedule is
that.
definitely flawed in that way because sometimes you get 2 very good teams playing each other very early, and you don't see them play again for the rest of the year.
I don't mind that at all.
I don't either.
Because I feel like then it makes it hard to gauge. Like, what if those 2 are meeting in the playoffs, and you're like, oh, well, they played all their games in November.
But even if they played in March, it's going to be that won't predict what the playoffs is going to look like.
No, but I think March is where you're getting like the team more so their full strength and like they ready, they gauging towards playoff time.
Potentially,
in November,
that's all potential because we could see that matchup and a team could still say, yeah, he ain't gonna play tonight or we gonna do this. No team is going to show their full deck of cards against a team that they feel like they about to play in a week in the playoffs. We're just not gonna get that. You're not gonna get. I understand the concept of trying to get as good as matches as you can, but like we can't complain about every single thing because we're not gonna get the playoffs. You're just not gonna get it.
I like this series because it showcases like coaching. You see the quick changes, like, oh, this dude killed us last week or yesterday when we played against them, so let's defend him differently. Stuff like that is real cool.
Mhm.
Also, don't like that, like, you remember when the Pacers and the Bucks had that big-ass rivalry last week or last year, and then we had to wait 3 months for them to play again after what happened? Like, I hate that type of stuff. So I'm cool with it being twice in a week, especially if it's in division or in conference, because you know you got 2 other games later in the year either way.
I don't mind any of it because it's just the regular season.
And it's better for the players, too. That's what you got to think about. You got to think about the travel. If we stay in New York for 4 games, because we got 2 against Brooklyn and 2 against the Knicks, that's just better for the players. You get a better product as a consumer.
That's fair points. I think for the coaching thing, it don't matter if it was last week or 4 months ago. We could still go back and look at that film and make our adjustments. And then the third thing for the players, and because I get the whole efficiency part of it. Is there like a second or third one instead of like that? Obviously, that's like the first option for efficiency. Is there like a second or third where maybe it's just a little bit more spread out? But these are just like my opinions on. I don't really like the miniseries like that. Like I like when they have the spread out and it's over a course of the season versus like I've just seen this team play 3 times in the last.
But
week.
I mean, you still have that. It's just certain times through the schedule you're going to get that, but it ain't like all of the games are just bunched up.
Right.
That's why I'm like, that's like.
You also got to think about the NBA is not the only people that play in these arenas. Like, you know, the Bulls have their West Coast trip every year because the circus is in town. So you got to think about the concerts that are booked. Like, the schedule, they have to go through a lot. It's not just like, well, we want the Bulls to play against the Knicks October 23rd.
No,
I
I
just
know.
make it that way.
I know it's some tool, it's a person behind it, but like it's so much like planning and scheduling. Like it's some type of like computer generated thing that's happening like that fixes everything.
You know what I would change?
What?
I don't even know exactly how I would do it. I want to change the charge rule. And I don't know exactly how. But
What's wrong with it?
I don't like sitting underneath the rim and trying to protect yourself and getting your ass dunked on and hurting yourself.
I think it's goes both ways for the offensive player too that can end up hurt. But it's I look at the charges we do see in the game and I was like, it's a big part of our game, especially for players that can't block a shot and try to play defense.
It's definitely important. At one point I remember on this podcast I was thinking about eliminating it. I think that's gone too far. But I would probably just adjust it where like maybe change to where the restricted area starts. You know,
it's a little early or farther out.
Yeah, just because once we get under the rim and there's so many bodies, you take a charge. Now it's 3 people on the floor. Somebody head getting stepped on. Somebody's falling on their ass. Like maybe just a little bit too much.
I don't feel like we see that many injuries from charges to where I think
The ones we do see are bad though.
I mean, that's just a part of the game. It's only so much we can do to. I mean, those charges that's how some people make their
I
living.
would say Kyle Lowry, one of the best to ever do it. He's talking about charges.
Ersan's probably a better example.
You
Kyle
said
Lowry's an
Ersan?
all-star.
I agree with
Yeah.
Mike. Like the offensive player going through the same amount of potential of getting hurt by risking it. It's just only so much we can eliminate. We see a lot of guys make a business decision too. Like I'm just not taking a charge right there. So shout out to the Kevin Loves of the world that'll get under a Ja Morant, and try to take the charge. But yeah, I would change the age. Let's get the teenagers back in the league, baby.
That goes against everything we talked about like last episode, right?
What we talked about last episode.
These teams don't have vets no more. And I'm not against that. I agree with you. I want to see if an employer wants to give an 18-year-old job, give him a job, give him the millions.
Yeah.
But like if we change it back to 18, you know how many 18-year-olds are just going to take the 34-year-old job, and now it's just the league is even younger and worse?
Oh, I just looked at it as the same concept as the one and done. They're coming in 18 anyway.
He's just saying coming straight out of high school.
Yeah.
No, I know what he mean.
I don't think more players come in because they still got to get drafted. I just think that it'll be a lot less. We see so many players who could just go right to the NBA and then they end up going to college and then they don't be the same player of what they potentially could be. And I think a part of it is because college basketball is not the NBA. It's two different worlds. It's two different games. And I would just rather see some guys come right into the league. I get what you're saying, though. I love college basketball, too. But
So you saying that some guys go to college and their game don't really translate well in college, so they kind of waste that 1 year there when they could have been in the NBA?
some, yeah.
Okay.
Some, yeah. Everybody's game is not fit for college.
Whose game didn't fit in college but fits in the NBA?
Michael Porter Jr.
Derek Lively sucked in college. Still was a
Derrick
lottery
Rose
pick.
was not good.
It was
in college.
great. It happens.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of guys who, and again, it's no knock on college basketball. I just feel like that one year is so much, and it means so much. And don't get me wrong, I think it's also beneficial because sometimes we look at certain guys and they're overhyped, and then they go to college and it cools down and it brings it back down. But you know, I just kind of like when a teenager is able to come in, right? And again, it's in the right way because they don't mean flood the gates, but I also don't think 30 teams are just taking all of these high school kids anyway.
I was gonna say, if you as a team and you about to draft somebody in high school, hopefully you're doing your due diligence and everything you need to know because there's definitely other people
That's the argument that somebody could have against me, which I'm open to and I'm not fighting against, is that you now put yourself in a position to have a lot more misses. Because it's less. It's less to
some
gauge
names.
a high school game.
Tell me if you know who this guy is. Mdidi Ebe, 26th overall pick in 2003, straight out of high school. It was Bron, it was Carmelo, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and then this dude that also got drafted straight out of high school. What about Corleone Young?
But look at the averages. He had Bron in that moment.
You said Corleone? No.
Corleone Young. He was taken by the Detroit Pistons in the second round, 40th overall pick.
I have no idea.
So I feel like this is what would happen. It's like, oh, we got a second round. There's nobody here that we really like. Let's go take a high schooler. 8th, Leon Smith, 29th overall pick in 1999. Martell Webster's on this list. It's kind of insane. He played 10 years in the NBA.
Yeah, Martell Webster.
He wasn't the star, but 10 years is a long time.
Me and Mike talk about Martell Webster like once every 2 years.
See, now they're getting kind of ridiculous. Like Eddie Curry had a career.
What are you looking at?
What is the list?
The worst straight out of high school players is what this is. Darius Miles, he had a really good year before all those injuries. With the
they may be going off like what the height was.
Maybe. 16s in the league, suffered a serious injury to his right knee and missed 2 seasons. As a result, came back with the Grizzlies and never demonstrated that quickness and was quickly out of the league. Desagana Diop. I know y'all remember that name.
Desagana Diop.
Jonathan Bender.
Cavs.
Robert Swift.
Jonathan Bender had, for a long time, the most points in the McDonald's All-American game. He was supposed to be special, but he had knee injuries too with the Pacers. He was like a 6'10" wing before we was really seeing that.
Y'all remember Robert Swift used to play
for
the Sonics? I think he's in jail right now.
Yeah, the white guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And number one
what are you in jail for?
He did some burglary or armed robbery. He's 7'1", trying to break into houses.
If you go on YouTube, you type in Robert Swift, they're gonna have a news thing about like the condition on what he left his house in, because he used to start tweaking, and like the people he bought the house from, when they evicted him, it was just like, you ever seen Hoarder?
Yeah.
It was like that amount of filth, but he wasn't hoarding anything. He just had, you'll see like week old pizza. The lady in there, like, man, when you clean up, you got to like wear a mask or something because he just got stuff everywhere. He got bullet holes in a basement wall, like as if he was just down there just shooting the walls, like just crazy. But yeah, he came out of high school, big white guy.
Being 7 foot and committing
ginger.
crimes, you just can't get away with it.
Yeah.
Say what?
You can't be 7 foot committing crimes. There's no way you're getting away with it.
Oh, yeah, hell no. Give me a description. He was white, he had ginger, and he was 7 foot.
And I think I saw him play last night against the Pistons.
And those bright-ass Sonic jerseys.
You're already in the top 1%. Like, it's so easy to just narrow it down to who it is.
Yeah, it's just so much that goes into that 1 year of college. And I'm conflicted because I like it. I know that there are things that could happen with the high school stuff again. But I was just watching like a Michael Beasley interview yesterday with Jeff Teague, and he was saying like, man, I didn't even do a real college recruitment because I just knew I was going to the NBA. Then they changed the rule.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Did he talk about getting paid?
No.
Okay.
No.
I like when players do come out and say, yeah, I did get paid. Because now it's like legal, and it's like, what are you going to do about it? Yeah, they sent me a little money.
Yeah, he was he committed
Kansas
to
State.
No, before that though, he committed to like UW Charlotte, like something.
Oh, they threw him
super
out
low.
bad.
And Jeff Teague was like, I remember that, man. How much money they gave you? And Bees was like, no, it wasn't even that. It was because of a coach I had went over there. And he called all the coaches fake though.
UW Charlotte, is that even D1?
No, it's definitely a D1. It was definitely D1 school.
Okay.
I might be saying the thing
Was
wrong.
it like a lower D1 school?
Yeah, had to be.
But yeah, he was in there saying the coaches be fake anyway. He said the first letter he got was from Billy Donovan. And then Billy Donovan started off the note like, Joakim Noah's freshman year, he averaged 0.6 points. He was basically saying like Joakim eventually became a guy. It started off slow, and Michael B said, I took that shit.
I thought you was about to say something else.
Ain't finna be no Joakim Noah.
Sometime-
Michael Beasley want to score.
I was definitely like,
Yeah,
with
ain't
the
no way
mindset of
Michael
Michael
Beasley coming in
Beasley,
averaging
that
0.6.
hits.
Hey, be patient with me. We gonna get you there though.
I thought you were about to say something like that Steph Curry story where he walked in that Nike thing and they forgot to copy and paste the
slide.
name.
Yeah.
And it said somebody else's name. Because I get
wish we
emails like
knew
that
whose-
all the time.
Do we know who name it was?
I don't remember. They might have said it, but I don't remember. Because sometimes I'll get an email from a brand. It's like, good morning, MMG. Like, oh, no, you just forgot to change
That's
the
crazy.
name.
Oh.
But yeah, I still work with you. How much money you got? What about you, Derrick? What rules would you change?
A specific rule, I don't really know. One thing, I would probably just add hand checking back. I would allow.
You don't think hand checking is in basketball right now?
You see it more so in the playoffs. They do, but like throughout the regular season, I do feel like it's kind of like it's very. The refs are definitely more so inclined to blow the whistle.
Even after halfway through last season? Like last season, we saw some shifts when it came to the officiating. And it became more physical after the All-Star break. You don't remember that?
Yeah, it was slightly. I definitely would agree.
Like
But
I'm of the opinion that hand checking pretty much exists in basketball right now.
I just think that not everyone's allowed to do it. But at the same time, I don't think everybody is capable of doing it effectively. Like Drew Holiday is definitely allowed to be way more physical with players than, let's say, Devin Booker.
It's like reputation based.
Yeah.
So you want the scoring to go down?
I think that would also eliminate the view. But I'm more so being selfish. Like, I enjoy
For sure.
the physicalness
Yeah,
This
no,
is
of the
for.
game. I enjoy the
Yeah.
physicalness of the game.
Mhm.
Like, I like a 100 to 105 type of game. Like, I don't mind that.
Oh, so you don't want to take it. You don't really want to get physical. Physical. We talking
Like
about
90.
85 to 92,
Oh, no,
81 to 80.
I remember the Heat, and I think the Nets had a game like that last year. That shit was boring.
I know that it was. I feel like the Magic and Cavs had their series, and that was both like they were scoring under like 90 points in each.
Oh, yeah.
2000s that series.
That's because literally the only people that could score was Paolo and Donovan Mitchell.
for real.
Yeah, what a moment.
What was yours, Mike? Oh, the scheduling.
Yeah, or I'm just messing with the game. I'm bringing back 1-on-1 free throws.
What was the stipulation you had at 1-for-1?
If you miss the first one, it's a lot.
No,
more.
I know that, but like it wasn't always just like a shooting foul. It was like other stuff.
Well, it was like if you're in the bonus.
Oh yeah.
You get
So
the
you want to
one,
be like college basketball?
Yeah.
Or what about forget free throw shooting that completely? If you get fouled, shooting foul, just add 2 points.
No.
Hell no.
That's the thing you can do in 2K.
You know how pissed a guy like Shaq would be?
That would
Who
go
cares? Shaq's pissed about everything.
But that would go to
nowadays.
that conversation that they was having on Twitter about peer scores.
Yeah.
Oh, ethical scoring.
They were just talking about the bigs, man.
What if it's
Maturing is knowing that just dumping it in and getting the easy 2 points is better than isolation for Melo. Like, boy, that center finna shoot 49% from the free throw line.
Well, okay, instead of hand checking, you just give everybody extra fouls. So now you foul out with 7.
No.
No.
Mm.
Because I feel like we don't even get a bunch of foul outs as is.
I'm
We
not a
don't.
fan of fouling, by the way. Like, I think that like, to me, when you foul like that, that's my gripe with, like, back in the day with physicality. I don't think that that's basketball. I think basketball is a skill set game, and defending is a skill, shooting, scoring, rebounding, all these things are skills. When you just got guys that's just like at Export, we wouldn't look at nobody who was a football player coming in there just running around beating up everybody.
You know who would love 7 fouls? Karl-Anthony Towns.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell
He
yeah.
still found a way.
That was a picture I seen where Scottie Pippen was on the back of somebody.
Yes, I saw that.
And somebody on Twitter was like, this is what old heads call defense. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. That's stupid to me. We can't stop Jordan, so we're going to beat his ass. Like, that's not.
That used to be the dumbest thing to me, too. If we could be at Export, D Mills get a bucket down low. Somebody say, he too big, I'm finna have to foul him.
Lucas used to do that when we used to play against HOH.
He
Foul
too
the
big,
hell
I'm
out of
finna
me.
have to
Hacking me.
foul
I'm
him.
like, bro, hacking me is not stopping me.
Yeah.
That's actually annoying.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna slap you in a minute.
I can't imagine being Jordan. Like, yeah, I'm legitimately that much better than you. That your only option is to punch me in the face to stop
While
me from
I'm in
shooting
the
this
air.
ball. Yeah.
While I'm in the air,
And
uncontrollably.
other coach like, good defense. No, bro. He got a black eye and he's bleeding from the mouth.
And then back then, those flagrant, they didn't really call it a flagrant. They just let you play.
Clothesline,
Yeah.
one foul, no tack, no ejection.
That's just another day at the office.
I just think it's
And it's crazy that some of those dudes really did play like 80-some games. And like they just dealt with that just regularly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is. I
They
feel
can't
like
walk now, but
it'll
gonna
be
say the
like
same.
real. It'll be like a close call or whatever, and they'll be like, we'll see if it's a flagrant or a foul one, and then they'll take like 10, 15 minutes to decide. And I feel like everybody be like, we know it's a common foul.
how about that's what
That's
what
actually
I would change.
Yeah.
Is like if we can't come to a decision when we look at the monitors in 1 minute, whatever the original call was just stands. I'm tired of adding 12 minutes to a game because we want to see if his foot was out of bounds. If we can't see it, we can't see it, bro.
Are they running ads during this time? Is that why?
Um,
they
sometimes they do
times
the
we
box
be
and box.
Yeah.
I think they're using it. They're probably just using it as extra time to just run more ads.
But I don't think that it's
They would
that's
have to go out
sinister
their way, yeah.
because
You have to foul him at this
No,
point.
no, I'm not saying that they're doing it intentionally. I'm saying, but when they do it,
I mean,
like
the
beneficial
the
to them.
LeBron,
Yeah.
that LeBron game when they was taking all day with that, we was just watching it.
Mhm.
We didn't see no commercial. We were just watching the guys just like sit there and wait. It wasn't like it was out. Here goes
Yeah.
5 Taco Bell
Patrick
commercials.
Beverly had to bring the camera out. That's how
Nah,
long
that
it
was
taking.
crazy. I think I would try to do as much as I can with that too. I think I have no problem with complaining and like arguing. That's a part of the game, but it be going so like overboard. Every player, I'm gonna start giving my refs the ability to just, if somebody poke his eye out and they doing this, just him. I bet we stop Iguodala. Iguodala slapped the skin off you. Talking about some.
every finger wag is a tech. If you want somebody to review and you do
Oh,
like
hell
this,
yeah, yeah.
technical foul.
Yeah.
No. Get to the free throw line, buddy.
This is like
I hate
I think
that
that's
so
a coach-
much.
You know, do y'all remember in the Olympics or FIBA basketball, they do this because they want you to look at the monitor.
That's
all
crazy.
for real.
Yeah, it's
That's
not this.
crazy.
It's not review. It's this. Box it. Like, what the hell?
I do like that Mike Malone. Whenever Jokic does this, Mike Malone gonna call that timeout and get that review done.
I saw a stat. Let me see if I can find a stat of like who is the most successful and least successful when
I
it
think
comes to
is it
challenges.
Mike Malone.
The least successful was the Warriors by like a large margin. But
So you saying
Draymond said, "Do
Steve
that.
Kerr just listening to Draymond?
do it right now."
Because Draymond, those elite defenders like him, they feel like they have never done nothing wrong.
For real.
It's kind of crazy. Like
Yeah, defender don't make no mistakes.
I think, well, Drew Holiday, he doesn't. He doesn't do this all the time. He's probably the only like elite defender that don't complain.
Somebody's finna put a compilation together of Drew Holiday doing this. Now that you just said it.
But Draymond would do it. Pat Bev do it. Like they all that finger wag just gonna come, man.
But
No one
it
ain't
is
in the
different
wrong.
though when they do it and you know it's like a clean strip or like a clean
Yeah.
turnover. You be like, okay, you was right to call it.
I know that's the best feeling. Where you do this and they do it and it's right. Like, yeah, I told you, coach, listen to me.
Yeah.
Devin Booker and them used to.
Here we go. I found the stats. It took me a long time, but I found the stats. So when it comes to the coaching challenge, the Warriors were dead last. Do y'all want to know what success percentage they had with the challenge?
40%,
Lower.
30.
31.8.
Wow.
The league average is 59%.
About half.
That's crazy.
That's great.
They're that much worse than everybody.
I would guess the most successful is probably Spo.
No.
Is it Mike Malone?
No.
He was gonna get that Mike Malone ass.
I want to say the second worst was 48%. So the Warriors were 17% worse than the second worst.
They just been calling
They
them,
just
huh?
be doing it for no reason.
Tom Thibodeau got to be up there.
They're not in the top. I only got top 3 and bottom 3 right
Oh.
now.
I don't know.
Chicago.
As a
Billy
top
Donovan?
And percentage-wise, they were dead last in the amount of times they challenged, but they were 77% right.
team? Okay.
Okay.
Then you get the Memphis Grizzlies at 71.7 on 46 attempts, and then Jason Kidd with 71.2 attempts and 52.
That list is interesting because there's only one good team on that list.
And I know Luke is one of the one of those ones doing telling
Yeah,
them
but
to
as we
replay.
saw in the playoffs, Jason Kidd don't always listen to their ears.
Mhm.
He be
Yeah.
like,
Because Jason Kidd will save his challenge. And I think that's valuable as a coach. Why would I call a challenge on some BS in the first quarter?
Then in the playoffs he did do that though. Jason Kidd called one in the playoffs extremely early And I think he was successful though, but it was extreme.
I think the only time that I'm calling in the first quarter if it's my star player or one of my like big players gets his second foul and it's close. If it's an obvious foul, it's probably not even worth chancing it.
Yeah.
Mike Malone was 6, by the way.
Yeah.
So he was pretty high up there as well.
Because it seemed like whenever I've seen him do it, it was a pretty successful challenge.
Two-thirds.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Jokic IQ so high, you know. He ain't really wrong that many times.
I kind of want to watch the 44 attempts that the Warriors had. How can you be this bad at challenging? Because you know they got people on the bench that's part of their whole job is to determine if you should
whoever
challenge.
was holding that iPad, they probably got a new person holding that iPad.
What if it's gonna be a Reddit post like the Warriors' Wi-Fi is kind of laggy.
Oh. So like they just calling it just because
the iPad ain't loading up. Yeah.
So they just like, hey, just call it.
There's somebody, Ransom Goddard says, my armchair psychologist view from watching Warriors games is that Kerr values having trust in his players. So anytime somebody does this, he say, let's do it. Even if it don't seem like it.
And you got one of the players you know that's going to probably do that anytime it's a bit like a crazy call.
Yeah.
At some point, you just got to trust just go, be like, hey, just go hoop.
It's kind of an interesting idea until you actually need your challenge in the fourth quarter and it's gone.
Yeah.
You lose the timeout with that too, don't you?
30% of the time, actually 70% of the time, they're losing it.
Yeah. Tell Draymond to stop doing a finger wag, man. Get that percentage up.
You know, Steve Kerr is a player's coach too. He going.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to this list though. Top 10 power forwards in basketball. Who want to throw out their number 10 to start off with?
This is the hardest list I think we've ever done.
Go. My 10 was Zion Williamson. Zion, Big Z. Hold up, let me pull up my list. Big Z, incredible year. Love to see the games play. Obviously, we want to see that playoff appearance. I think this team is going to be even better now with a more traditional point guard, I would say, and DeJounte Murray. I am very interested to see Zion play some of the. We heard the center spot. That's going to be extremely interesting because if he can successfully have stretches of games where he can hold down the fort as a center, I think that's going to unlock a lot for this team, especially depending on what's going on with Brandon Ingram. Because you look at this team and it's DeJounte, CJ, Herb, Ingram, Zion, Trey Murphy. So somebody is going to have to play some, whether they get a center or not. Small ball is going to have to be a way that all of those guys can fit on the court together. But again, as healthy as he can get, the more we have of potentially more stardom. I just feel like when Zion Williamson is on that floor, it's not much that he can't do inside of that restricted area or that paint at all. The assists went up. Rebounding not as much, but she was playing with a glass cleaner like Jonas Valanciunas. And he's just an exciting force to play with. Look at all of the offseason stuff. The dude looked like he in crazy shape. He got the beard out. He got more tats. We ain't hearing no more of them wild stories. Because, last year was all blinded by a lot of freaky deaky on some D. Millie type of stuff. So, yeah, I got Zion at 10. And defensively, the Pelicans was good defensively. So, I think that was always a question.
If he could play some small ball center, it unlocks so much. Because I think it you can't permanently do it where he's just playing 30-plus minutes as center. But it kind of eliminates some of those problems where you might need like a stretch 5 or somebody to stretch the floor if they're just clogging it up for Zion.
Absolutely. If him slimming down could get him back to the Duke level defense.
Hey, I don't think Duke Zion was busting out his shoes, bro.
That's crazy.
They didn't have hands to Paul George line because of that.
It's just out west. There's just so many damn bigs, like legit bigs out west.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna be kind of tough.
He can punish them back though, and you know what I'm saying? Like whatever he gives up on defense, he potentially, he could maybe just potentially.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea.
I did a video about him yesterday because David Griffin keeps talking about they're going to be small and they're going to be fast. So it just keeps hinting to the fact that Zion might just start at the 5 to start the season. And I love it and I hate it at the same time. I think we mentioned before the small sample size that we've seen of Zion. He played 14% of his minutes last year at the center position, and they were amazing on both sides of the floor. The main thing is that they couldn't close out possessions often because they're small. And like you mentioned, there's so many teams like Centers in basketball, they would have to go against Chet Holmgren, Nikola Jokic, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert
Sabonis.
together. Sabonis, even the lob threats of Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford,
Anthony
Zubac.
Davis.
I mean, even the bruiser in Yusuf Nurkic. Like, all of these dudes are guys you got to go against
He going through
on a
Chet
nightly
chest.
basis. That's true.
And then Şengün.
Şengün is down
sleep
there.
on Şengün.
Yeah.
Lee Şengün ain't. Well, no. Did
Wemby.
Şengün grow?
He grew?
Yeah. Remember he had that little growth spurt?
No.
Where he was like 6'10"
Oh, you don't
or something.
remember
Now
that?
he's like 7 foot, 7'1".
Yeah, he had a
Oh,
growth
damn.
spurt. Yeah.
Damn.
On the old Paul George. Paul George is the first person I seen on Twitter with that.
I made the video for Brandon Ingram because they said the same thing about him.
Oh, they did. Then we
You
seen
do
him.
have a YouTube video where you were talking about, yeah.
He
that's
also has a
crazy.
YouTube video where he put Lonzo Ball in the Lakers,
I think that's my most viewed video.
and it was Lonzo versus Steph or something.
Not, yeah, it was like Lonzo versus Seth, but I just put Lonzo on the Warriors and they won like a championship or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What an insane concept.
I was in high school.
No, ain't no wrong. I mean, I have crazy
No.
videos too.
You wasn't in fucking high school.
You made YouTube videos in high school?
Oh no, hell no, no he didn't. No, he didn't.
It was either
0%
in
chance.
No,
He
it might have
did.
been. It might have
You-
been like fresh out of high school.
You know, when we did this podcast, Lonzo Ball was coming to the NBA, right?
So it was probably like fresh
Oh,
out of high school.
Yeah, you were way out.
Yeah,
of high school.
0% chance. it
No,
was
you
in high
wasn't
school.
fresh out of high school. We started this podcast damn near when you was done with college.
How? It's about 7 or 8 years ago, right?
This podcast?
Yeah,
About 7 years ago, yeah.
7 years ago. I
Yeah.
dropped this video.
Talking about fresh out of high
Fresh
school.
out of high school. It's crazy. You were 21 years old, brother. Fresh out of high
You was a
school.
I was
U-Haul.
20 years old.
Yeah, he was at U-Haul. He was at U-Haul. That
You know
boy-
what they said in my chat yesterday too? That
What
threw
was
me off?
Glaze and Lonzo?
They said it's 20s unk age, and I said, bro, y'all is too young in my
Way
chat.
too young.
They doing too
They just
damn
got
much.
too much internet time. That's all.
Yeah,
they
stay
do.
off the
20s
phone.
unk.
Go
in
get a
the-
job.
He didn't even say like late 20s. He said if you 23, you unk.
You want to be an unk? Go work at a warehouse. Work at a warehouse or construction. Get your hard hats. and
I feel like
shoot
I'm the
unk.
only person that's never called no one Unc, except for my uncle.
I don't call people on.
Yeah, I don't.
I call people unk.
I know it's like a sign of respect, but like I've just.
I don't call no. I don't call.
You
Like
just
unk.
No,
you
yeah,
say it to
yeah,
an
no.
old head or
Yeah,
something.
like
like
an old head.
Kendrick
But I'm,
Perkins was there. I said, "What up, unk?" But
yeah, but I'm saying like even when I'm talking to old heads, like I don't call them Unc. Like it's only my uncles that I would call Unc.
yeah, you also not a man.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
You're
for
not a
doing it.
mannerism person.
I don't be talking to old people.
You talk to P, he almost 30.
P is almost 30.
I can't wait to put that 30 card on P.
I can't, bro. I cannot wait to be 30. I'm so geek. Come fast.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, come on, Derrick. Give us your number 10, please, bro. Please give us your number 10.
Number 10, that's why I got Emo. I thought Emo had a very good year. He was a double-double machine. Defensively, we know he brings a lot to the table. Offensively, he still gives you around 16 to 17 points a night, but I think there's more to be desired from him.
You talking about offensively?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I think he
mean,
does all the other things for you.
He had some
did like
performances in the playoffs.
yeah, I
He
like
did,
the moments that
he
we saw at
did.
the playoffs where he was playing the 5 position. Maybe that is the key to truly unlocking him is letting him play the 5 instead of the 4. But if he can just add that corner 3, I don't even need him to shoot from everywhere. The nice little corner 3, everything would just open up so much for him.
I just wish he played more games. He didn't make my list. I wish he played more games. He did. He honestly didn't make my list.
he was my number 10, and he almost kind of got flipped out for that number 11 dude because he literally played 50 games. But in the games he played, like the for the Cavs players, especially with the amount of injuries they had, like when the players were on the court, they needed to be really good for them to
They
have that
did,
type of
yeah.
record. And defensively, I thought he was up there as one of the best. And then
Mhm.
also offensively, I like when you have a super good defensive player, you kind of got to outweigh some of the offense that they might not be able to have just because it's like they're such two-way players.
I agree, because especially like he's not Andre Roberson.
Yeah, he's not awful
Yeah.
offensively.
Yeah.
He's
He
just
just-
not as good as we wanted him to be at this
Yeah,
point in
for
his
sure.
career. My number
It's like from rookie season to now, he kind of just stayed the same offense.
yeah. I got Jalen Williams
I'm not mad at
as my
J-Dub.
number 10. Shout out to J Dub. I thought he provided so much as
Can't
a
wait to see who
secondary.
ain't make it.
Julius Randle didn't make it because
Julius
of games
Randle didn't
played.
make any of
Randall
ours.
didn't make mine either.
Okay. But yeah, he's my number 10. I think that he's like, at least based on last season, like the best complementary player that you could have. Like he had a super efficient, one of the most efficient jump shooting seasons of all time. He's okay with taking the second most important defensive role. And when they did allow him to be like this roamer, when he wasn't guarding like a super dominant offensive player, he showed his value, and you can trust him to be a pick and roll ball handler. You could trust him to be a screener. You could trust him to spot up. You could trust him to create for himself. So as a number 2, he's like as good as you can get. So that's why he's my number 10.
Yeah, I mean, I had him one spot higher. He was at number 9 for me. I like the season that he gave us. I thought in the playoffs he did kind of like go through the growing pains of like learning how to play playoff basketball. And I think next year he's going to be a lot more ready, a lot more poised.
I think so too.
And I think we're going to see a different version of him in the playoffs because he seems like he's that kind of guy.
Team is also better.
Yeah.
The experience always goes a long way. But yeah, and players have bad playoff series.
Yeah.
Like I think that don't
Especially
always,
young ones.
yeah, it don't always have to be like this big deal.
First time ever being there.
Every
Yeah.
time somebody doesn't have like this great playoff performance,
There
people
was
just panic.
conversations after the first couple of games talking about can he be the number 2 in the playoff
Yeah,
team?
it's just
And he was.
but newsflash though,
He's 23 years old.
Even if he can't, it's like okay, he's still a good player.
Yeah.
I don't get why that's always so make or break for people. He just didn't make my list because it's just so many guys.
it
on
was
this
so
list
many. He
that
was number 11.
I think that
He
they're
wasn't-
better.
I'm stat watching because I don't necessarily remember a ton of last year's series versus Dallas with him. His first round, he averaged 21, 5, and 7 on 52, 38%. And then in the second round against Dallas, it was 17, 6, and 6 on 42%, 38% from 3. So those, again, just box score watching, those aren't as bad of numbers as I remember people talking about them. And maybe
yeah.
you had to be, like I was there, I just don't remember too much about it.
Yeah,
I think there
'cause
was
those-
some like singular games though that were just like stinkers.
Okay.
And yeah, because those numbers sound better than what I would have anticipated. Because I remember watching and it kind of was feeling like Jada wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And also they was, they had a series where they lost. So, we nitpick. People just always try to find what's going on. But yeah, those numbers don't sound horrendous at all. And number 9.
Oh, my 10 was Emo. We already kind of talked about him. And then go ahead with your number 9.
Oh, go ahead.
I had Zion for number 9.
Okay. My
Yeah.
9 was Scottie Barnes.
Yeah.
Scottie Barnes, my dog. Again, I think J-Dub is good. I think Evan Mobley is good. I think Julius Randle had a good year. It's just that the 46 games for Julius Randle wasn't enough. Evan Mobley with 50 wasn't enough. In comparison to some of these other guys. And I just don't think that J-Dub is better than Scottie Barnes. So Scottie Barnes is at 9 for me. One of the most well-rounded guys that we got in the league. I'm just like this is my favorite type of prototype of player, guy that can do a little bit of everything. I think this team has a certain level that they can get to with having a star like Scottie Barnes, being able to give you damn near 20 points per game, can be a point forward, took a big stride in just aggression and the type of shots he was taking last year. Every time I think about last year for Scottie, I think about that shot he hit against the Spurs. It's just not a shot that I would have projected Scottie to be taking a year and every single summer offensively. This dude, the sky's the limit for him. Plus, what you get defensively, one of the most versatile defenders in the game.
It don't feel like a lot of our stars are really like two-way oriented no more. And like,
Yeah.
especially the younger ones that try to come in and they're on the rise up. Like a lot of it's just offense. But like, I thought Anthony Edwards did a good job last year, like showcasing like I could be the top player on my team, a 25+ scorer, and I'm still locking up on defense. And Scottie Barnes kind of does the same thing. Not the same to the 25, but like defensively, he's there every night.
And the defense blows me away because, again, when I watched a lot of his film, Scottie Barnes, the versatility, we use that word a lot because guys can guard the point guard and they can guard a 3, like a 1 through 3. But Scottie Barnes had possessions where he's guarding Tyrese Maxey, bringing the ball up the court. He gets switched on to Joel Embiid and hold his own. Obviously, he's not guarding Embiid for no series or no full-length game. But just to be able to full court press a guard, deny a shooter coming off pin downs, get switched on to a post player and be able to hold your own, block shots, get steals,
Him and
close
OG,
out possessions.
Before OG got traded, him and Scottie felt like they was like one of the best defensive tandems to talk about wings. And I don't know what the Raptors were defensively.
Because OG could hold his own in the post too.
I'm
Against
telling you,
centers.
especially those times where it would be like, okay, OG got to come onto the bench. Scottie's still getting the best. Like the best player's still seeing Scottie, and it's just coming like it's just back and forth. Whoever's sitting down, and then once they're both in the court, it's like can't really switch nothing or you can't really try to focus on no switch because you got like 2 A+ defenders on you.
I can't wait to see him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Scottie Barnes, that level of intensity that he brings and the defensive versatility at such a high level, when you it's going to be good for their coach when he's trying to game plan against whoever their opponent is. I would love to see a Magic versus Raptors and Scottie Barnes is going against a Paolo Banchero offensive guy versus the defense. Like, that would be a dream scenario for me. But Scottie Barnes at 9 for me, man.
He's also my number 9. He reminds me of the mode of we talk about Franz Wagner, where he's so good at so many things. Franz does have that thing that he's really, really great. Scottie Barnes is very good at everything. And I'm waiting for him to take that jump on this one thing. We know that he's going to be a superior finisher. We know he's going to be a superior, superior playmaker. And both of those things he's really good at right now. But I'm just waiting for him to like really hone in on that one part of his game that's going to put him to the whole next level. And he was a better shooter.
Oh yeah, definitely.
throughout the last couple of years of his career. But I feel like this is a very good spot for him. Was an all-star placement last season, and I remember there were some conversations about that because I think statistically he was the worst all-star in NBA history. But if you were like watching those Toronto Raptors, statistically,
does that exclude like the legend picks?
I would have, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not looking at 40-year-old Dirk comparing it to 23-year-old.
His numbers got to be better than when Andrew Wiggins started.
I'm just going based on what the conversations were.
Gotta be. Andrew Wiggins averaged 14 points and shit. Like, hell no.
But Scottie Barnes, my number 9 as well.
My number 9 was Jaylen Williams. We had already talked about him. We can go into number 8. That is where I have Big Cat, Big Purr.
Same.
I thought Cat had a very good season last year. He's still getting you 10.5 boards a game while playing next to Rudy Gobert. And what I love the most is the defensive impact. Like, he's defensively locked in, and he's holding his own. Like, he was a dude that came in, and people questioned if he could even defend. Like, when he was playing center, it was like, well, this dude doesn't defend, but he does give me 26, 10, and whatever. So, you know, we could sacrifice that. We'll put Jared Vanderbilt next to him. But now,
that was smart for that.
yes. But now they got Rudy Gobert, and it's
They smart for that.
Yeah.
It's like he like bought in to like being able to defend on a perimeter. He's guarding fast forwards and versatile forwards and threes, and he's holding his own out in space. And I thought that was a great thing that he went into the offseason. He came in and he was like, damn, I got to defend out in space now. And he did it.
Yeah, he was my 8 as well. Big Purr. For all those reasons you just mentioned, he still was a super effective and efficient scorer while buying into the defensive side of the ball, which is the last thing we wanted for him. Yeah. Well, one of the last things. Stop fouling so fucking much. It's the last thing. Like on and off during the playoffs, obviously, but when he was going, it was pretty electric. He's here for me too.
I got Pascal Siakam.
I have Siakam right here too.
Oh, go ahead.
Honestly, I feel like he could even jumped a little bit or been a lot higher just because of the playoff performance he had. He was literally, especially when Tyrese went out, he was the best player on the floor sometimes for them. And I thought that kind of elevated his game. But, I mean, he was just steady, especially with the trade with the Pacers too, so he had to kind of adjust to that. But after a while, when it got to the playoff time, I thought he really hit his groove, and he was looking back like the Pascal Siakam we know.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I wish he could have started the year with the Pacers, to be honest with you. I'm excited for him for this upcoming season. I'm seeing the Pacers team is like tighten it on Instagram, and they already kind of hooping together and everything.
They're all everybody's in Indianapolis right now already.
Yeah, that was dope to see. But yeah, I think he's going to benefit from that. The playoffs, I mean, that really was like it for me. I thought about putting him higher, but I had to give Cat the nod for me personally. But I do think this is going to be a big year of Pascal Siakam. He got his money. He's on the Pacers. They're acclimated with each other. They got a little bit of taste of success in the playoffs. And I think he was the perfect type of jolt that they needed. Obviously, on paper, everybody wanted them to get OG, a lot of Pacer fans. But I think Pascal Siakam gives them such a different look, especially in the half-court offense. And when he was able to go to work on the Bucks, if they're going to be able to get that from him when the game has to slow down a tad bit for them, that's going to be one of the best options that they could have imagined to pick up. And offensively, Pascal get going, boy. He was killing the Bucks,
that
man.
mid-range is money.
He was killing the Bucks, man. Killing.
Had them people hating, talking about he wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
he
was.
Oh my God.
He was killing them, man.
That was because I think I tweeted something like, Pascal is dominating right now. He wouldn't do that if Giannis was there. Well, he's not, motherfucker. So he's dominating.
That shit was so bad. You came on the pod and talked about it.
Oh my, that's why nowadays
You just gotta let it go.
I just don't be tweeting.
Yeah,
about
you
that.
just gotta let it go.
Only thing I tweet about nowadays is fantasy football because that's what's taking up all of my life.
But the funny thing about fantasy football too is even then everybody said we
Everybody's a
drafted
critic.
terrible.
Everybody said we
And
drafted terrible.
Everybody
when
Bill
we haven't lost
Belichick
yet.
on.
Everybody's Roger Goodell, Bill Belichick, Jimmy Johnson, John Madden. They all John Madden. They breathe, eat this shit, and then you look at like I need to go back and see people records. That's what I be saying. Like people always got something to say. Last year I drafted my team. Oh, you could have did this. You should have. I won my league. This year, you could
My
have
comments. Look at my comments from when I posted it. Like Kenny, bro, this is a 12-man league. What are you doing? I have not lost. I have not lost.
I would have did this. I would have did that.
Hey,
You
had
got a
some
lot of
con-
trust in that rookie.
That last,
He's amazing.
That last win though, how much you win by?
Like 3,
And you had how many points?
like
Hey,
67.
yeah. You can't.
That
Just to
was-
let you know, because you had that performance, you can no longer.
I'm number
speak-
2 in the league.
You can no longer speak on that low scoring shit though.
I wasn't the worst scorer of the week.
No, but below me. And
I
you-
was number 9.
me
I
and
was
you-
number
Me
9.
and you used to laugh at people that were scoring below 70 points.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I did a terrible. I
We
made a
gonna get to
terrible
it.
decision. Yeah, we'll talk about
We'll
it
get
later.
to it.
Wait. Before we get to the next number, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
Talk to me, Derrick. What you got next?
For me at number, what number we on?
See, I'm-
6?
Did we probably no? It's
No,
7.
7.
Did we flip them? Y'all probably got Pascal, and we gonna have Cat.
Nope.
Oh,
I got 7 as Kawhi for me. That's why I got Kawhi Leonard.
Wow. Why? Talk to me. How does he get down to 7?
I-
check my list.
Y'all, I
Am I
mean,
bugging?
I thought the guys above him had. So I have some. Y'all had someone lower that I have a little bit higher.
Zion.
Yeah.
I have Zion higher too.
Yeah.
But not higher than Kawhi.
Oh.
But I'm listening. Go ahead. Talk to me.
I thought Kawhi had a very good season. He gave you 23 points a night. But I don't know. The playoff thing kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Him not being there and not being available.
Zion wasn't there
Like I
either.
know Zion did have that 40-point play-in game.
Yeah.
Zion, you telling me Zion's gonna go crazy in the playoffs? Whatever he got into after he had 40, he just luckily or not luckily,
Kawhi
but
was gonna go
unfortunately he
crazy
got
in the
hurt.
playoffs.
He was
Let's not forget.
Kawhi
what he
came
is. I
back
know
and
it's
he
been a
lost
million
games for
years.
his
All
team.
NBA second team.
That's because that's
a good
because
point,
of
though.
That's the narrative. That's why we should shut up when a guy say he hurt. Kawhi like, all right, y'all gonna do this again. Let me go out here. I'm gonna show y'all I'm hurt. Trust me when I say I'm hurt. Because I know Kawhi is tired of it. He had dealt with it in San Antonio. He did it his way in Raptors. They got it. And now every time something hurt, they say something about Kawhi. So it seemed like he was just like, all right, let me go out here. Fuck it. Y'all want to see. Here you go.
His agent said something a couple of days back that scares me.
They were saying that it's fake.
Oh, okay.
I saw a real report from somebody that was like,
I hope it
works
is.
for the Clippers. That was like
What was-
some
what
bullshit.
was
It was
fake?
basically like we got to wait to media day till we get an update about his injury from the Olympics. And I'm like, damn,
Oh.
like that's awful if that's the case. But hopefully it is fake.
But you go ahead.
I'm looking at his stats right now, and it's definitely some. If you hurt, just don't play.
You talking about
Not-
from his playoff run?
Yeah,
Hell
in 2 games.
You didn't have to go look at
They
that
were
shit.
0-2 in those games, right?
Both lost those games after they won the first game. He had 15 points to 9 points. Second game, he also had 4 turnovers with it.
It was bad. It was real bad. Okay, my 7. This is where I have Zion Williamson. I think that the special thing about Z, and it wasn't put into practice a lot last season because they were one of the worst clutch teams in basketball, but him having basically an unguardable move where it's like him get into the basket, he gonna put his head down to get to the rim. I think it's gonna matter. I know we're not projecting with these, but I think it's gonna matter so much this season. Where like Jokic is one of the best in basketball for many, many reasons. But one of those reasons that his signature shot is a 60% shot. When he wants to go get a bucket late in the game, it's going to be a layup or like an 8-foot floater or something. Like he doesn't miss that shot. I feel the same way about Zion specifically because he has the ability to get to the basket. And if he's missing that first shot, guess what? It's his own offensive rebound. He's going back up again. I thought that he bought in more defensively this season more than any year. And the only thing about Zion that I can ever complain about is that the health part, and he fixed that last year. It's the healthiest season we've had for him since his second year in the league, and he's my 7th because of that.
I also had Kawhi as my 7th guy too.
Really?
I
Damn.
did.
He made
And
All-NBA second team.
he did. The playoffs was a little bit, and then also, I don't know. I think that the Clippers in the first half of the season, they were like about his role, and especially once they really hit their mark where they was like a 1 month, 2 month streak where they couldn't win or they couldn't lose, then I feel like they just kind of fell off a little bit from that mark where they were in that middle of the pack and we didn't really know what to get from them. And then the playoffs did not help that at all. Yeah. So it's not that he doesn't deserve or like he couldn't be higher. It's just I thought honestly other people had better season last year to consist over the whole course of the year. Because I have, as my number 6, I have Cat. Because I thought
shit.
No way.
I thought you could have asked, except for some of those games in the playoffs that are forgettable, you couldn't ask Cat to do any more this season. He was almost.
I just feel like the same thing with Kawhi. And like, yeah, his body gave out on him at the end of April. But he gave you almost a 50, 40, 90 year shooting with 24 points, 23 points per game. And still, he wasn't the best defender in the league like he was year before.
He was damn good.
Y'all think Paolo Banchero had a better season than Kawhi Leonard?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No way.
No.
No way.
I don't think Zion had a better year. I don't think Cat couldn't give you no more because Cat not Kawhi. I think he did good, but yeah, you're right. He couldn't give you any more because he's not Kawhi. I don't think Cat had a better year. I don't think Pascal Siakam had a better year. And I think the guys that I have above him is only because the playoffs. That's only because. And I'm not even saying because he was bad. He was hurt. He didn't exist. So I can't put. But like if Kawhi played in the playoffs and gave me damn near, he don't have to have the great playoffs. Just give me what you did in the regular season. I think he's higher than what I have him. And I took in the same considerations that y'all did. But yeah, I don't think those guys come close to the type of year that Kawhi had.
Close, man. I do not think it's close. Like again, our last memory is those 2 games in the playoffs where he sucked because he was injured. But this was his healthiest season since he was a San Antonio Spur. He was All-NBA second team. The league decided that his 50, 40, 88 with 23 points per game was that fucking important and that great. You talked about that month to 2 month stretch. They damn near didn't lose basketball games for that entire stretch.
What his weakness used to be?
What's his what?
Weakness used to be.
For Kawhi?
Yeah.
He couldn't shoot.
Shot almost 43% from 3.
I didn't never think he couldn't shoot.
Oh,
what?
You didn't watch him in San Antonio,
the
brother.
earlier years.
Oh, you're talking about earlier.
I said, what was his weakness?
You're talking about like San Antonio.
And I'm specifically talking about the 3.
Yeah.
But that's always been Kawhi's biggest thing. Even when he was making shots, nobody was like, "Oh, get out to Kawhi." I'm gonna shot 43% from 3, man.
That's why we have different lists.
Yeah.
That's damn sure why we got different lists. I'm so glad we don't do the tally shit.
Yeah, because both of y'all got him here, and this is where he would be.
No
at.
way. I got Karl-Anthony Towns at 7. Karl-Anthony Towns, I do agree. He gave you as much as he can give you. Pretty much what Derrick was saying. He bought in. I just think that a guy his size, being able to shoot the ball as well as he does, is always going to be something that I value. I think Karl-Anthony Towns damn near sometimes get kind of underrated a little bit because he is so up and down. But I think his role, we have to start appreciating and having a little bit of grace for certain players because you have a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns who his entire career, damn near all of his life, is everything has been about him. Then you get Anthony Edwards coming in as a guard, and not only does he come in as a guard who's scoring the ball, but then Cat comes in, and now you push him into a new world where, yeah, he's guarding on the perimeter. He's playing kind of second fiddle offensively for one of the second times.
I thought the playmaker was really good, too.
One of the early times. Karl-Anthony Towns did everything and bought in as much as you can ask a player. His name is constantly in trade rumors anytime the Timberwolves need a way out to get something done. You're constantly in memes because he said he really did. You know what I mean? Like, it's always a lot with Cat. Then he said the COVID stuff really impacted him and his family a lot. So I'm just glad that Karl-Anthony Towns is healthy. I'm glad that he's being able to be a reason on why the Timberwolves is having success and he's still doing his thing. And I really think he's become underrated at this point of his career. Karl-Anthony Towns is a dog to me.
How many games did he play? Because remember, he had an injury late in the season. We like, damn, what are they going to do? He played 2 games. So he missed from the beginning of March, and he played 2 more regular season games, and then he was back in the playoffs. Like, that takes a lot, man, to miss a whole month of basketball, get thrown back into the fire, and it's like the playoffs, a place where historically I have been bad at, and you asking me to do this. And then, again, they went on to sweep the Phoenix Suns, and in this series, he averaged – let me see. What
was guarding Kevin Durant.
He was guarding Kevin Durant.
Really good defense, too.
And he averaged in this series 19 points per game on 53-53. 53-53. The series after that, he's 51%, 39%, 18 points per game. And then in that last series, that's what he was.
And that's why basketball discourse and talk can be so crazy because those aren't the things that get mentioned. We talk about Cat, playoffs up and down, but nobody's going to say that, he was coming into the playoffs with injury. A lot of guys don't even play because they're so scared of potentially not having a good series.
I don't even remember what the injury was, but it was enough to keep him out for an entire month. And I remember when it happened, I'm like, damn, dude, they were playing so very well. Oh, you know what it was? Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me see exactly what they got it from AP News. If we had some, lateral meniscus tear.
Oh damn!
He tore his meniscus and missed 18 games. It came back to the playoffs.
I vaguely remember that name, like the name of that injury.
No, we should have remembered because we was having full conversations on if he should play.
Yeah,
or if they should play him because Nas Reed had been holding it down decently enough, I believe. Oh, Kyle Anderson. And we was like, they got Kyle Anderson. He can step in.
We were doing playoff previews, too, and we was like, well, we don't know if Cat going to be there, so they might have to take a little knockdown on the playoff.
I did not remember it being a
He was talking about if Nas Reed should now start or keep him coming off the bench.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nas Reed won that award when he was starting. Interesting.
Shout out to, no, because I mean,
hey,
I see what you mean. But shout out to Cat. Hey, Cat. I need a signed jersey, baby.
If we talking about that Mavs Timberwolves series, I don't even be thinking about Cat. I'm thinking about Kyle Anderson having the green light to shoot jumpers in that game.
You thinking about Rudy getting torched too? Ain't that what you told KB?
Yeah. But I also think about that when he hit off glass.
That was against the Nuggets. The Nuggets.
Oh, that was against the Nuggets.
Yeah, that turnaround fade.
Yeah, man. What a time. I can't wait for basketball to be
right around the corner, man.
I got to make a Cat build now.
What's your interior defense going to be on?
I don't need none. It's all you.
Oh, okay.
Bam out of bio.
You came up with that like a chubby center.
Well, you can't. There's only 3 body types. It's like Burley. No, I got the weekend warrior.
My boy.
I got
it. But yeah, because I got the Zion. It's only Burley, Swole, and one more.
Normal or something like that. And I went to the one that was skinny.
All of them. But yeah.
Because I did race it. Having height strength is really important at the 5. So I did put his strength up real high. But he's only 255 pounds, which is exactly what Bam is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was wondering how there was a Bam build looking like that.
Yeah. I can't scan Bam.
You also can't be a Bam build with that weak-ass headband. You do the little tie-up headband.
No, I took the headband off.
Oh, okay.
I took the headband off.
I don't be rocking that tied-up headband no more. You got to do the OG headband if you get one.
They banned it. You can't wear it.
You can't wear it.
Who you got at 6?
Zion Williamson. I thought he had a very underrated season. He wasn't an All-Star, unfortunately, and I thought at that point he deserved to be an All-Star. His team was very successful. That team, at the time, that team was like the 5th seed in the West and didn't have an All-Star, and Zion was a big reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why I had him this high, because I thought in a competitive West where his team, you know, they on paper they don't look like they could compete with the other teams, and they was clear cut in the competition, and I think they ended up falling and ended up having to be in the play-in. But, like, realistically, they did not belong where they were, and he was a big reason why they were there.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram missed a bunch at the end of the season. They lost some games and fell down to the play-in, where Zion put up that 40-piece against the Lakers. That's a good argument, though. This team won, 50 games last season? No All-Stars, and, again, it's in a competitive West. Most of the dudes in the top of this list are Western Conference. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard. It was a hard cut for him not to make it. It's a good argument. I just don't think it's higher than Kawhi.
I think Zion's back All-Star this year.
Yeah, I think so too. As long as he's healthy.
I mean the numbers too. Mm-hmm. The numbers don't scream at you like some of the other guys. That's always an All-Star thing. You got the fan vote and all.
Post
of that.
All-Star, he was averaging 25 and a half.
That's what
how many
I think
rebounds
he's getting back to? 5.
5 in the regular season full. After All-Star was like 7.
I was gonna say, it felt like he started rebounding the ball a little bit more, and maybe it even gets higher if he's playing more at the 5 too.
Because Bill Simmons said that he doesn't rebound well. Then for a week straight, he averaged 10 rebounds.
He was rebounding.
His assists went up to like 5 too.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think Zion's back at 25 points this season.
I'm excited for this team. I don't know where they're gonna land.
We've been excited for this team in the last 2 or 3 years.
That's very true.
So I'm still excited though because I love Herb Jones. I love Trey Murphy.
DeJounte shot 38% from 3 on 7 attempts last year.
He was shooting the hell out of
that
ball.
They could use that type of shooting.
For sure.
He was shooting the hell out of that ball.
We already know closing time, DeJounte. He's showing us that with Atlanta, he can close out games for you.
I can't wait to see what happens with B.I. either, man. CJ McCollum is still in this team, who had a really good, solid year last year. This team got a lot going on, man.
6-man CJ?
You know how I feel about that? And the team that I feel that way is the Kings.
Herb, you're 3?
Yep.
Is the Kings, just because I just want to see if DeMar DeRozan is still like an all-star level
Yeah,
that
I
type
think he
of-
should be all-star level. Will he be an all-star? Probably not.
Yeah,
but
no,
all-star
no,
level,
West.
yeah.
He's gonna be efficient as hell. His PPG is gonna drop because he's the third option now, but he might be second
He
option.
might, he
Sabonis
might
is
be
like
second knowing DeMar.
Points per game second, but role in offense
importance
third.
third.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Next on my list is Paolo Banchero. This is where we have 6, right?
Yes.
Paolo Banchero, as great of a season as you can ask for a second-year player. Like, for him to even be in conversations to be top 10 at all as a sophomore year player at this crazy of a position is a testament to him. I think that he rose a bunch on my list based on that playoff performance where he was pretty damn dominant while seeing double teams all the time. And you could look at the turnovers, and I'm looking past that because we're talking year 2 throwing double teams against one of the best defensive teams in basketball. The defense is another thing that for a second-year player, we talked about them having an identity already last episode. Paolo Banchero is one of those dudes that came in and embraced that identity. I saw a video of him the other day and him talking about his routine for every workout and everything. And he's just a pro at year 2. Where like I can assume that a lot of these younger dudes don't come in with a 30-minute stretch routine before every practice and every game. And pretty much he said anytime his body is getting active, he's warming up for 30 minutes with these bands.
I wish I would have done that when I was younger.
And that's what he said. He had shin splints early
Still
in college. And yeah, you only 27.
But I don't work out like I used to.
You and me 20. So
But you know what's crazy? We was having this conversation. We are in our primes of our life.
I
I
know.
literally
That's
just
the
said
worst
that.
thing about it. That's the worst thing about it.
We was
Yeah.
in Discord, and I was like, bro,
So
I
that's
should
why I
still
was-
be at my peak athleticism.
Yeah,
'cause
when
I'm-
y'all was in there talking about y'all erectile dysfunction, I'm like, y'all need to really get it together because y'all ain't even 35, 38 yet. Get it together. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Talking about
Yeah.
you need some more blue chew. I'm like, what?
you need that thing that Shannon had.
Nah. I don't think we ever officially
I don't even want
talked
to put
about-
nobody through that. Usually, I don't even want nobody to go through that.
Oh man. Do you
Me-
know?
me-
Did you see the clip of him show like the period?
Yes,
he took?
yeah.
On
That company took
Nightcap?
that,
Yeah.
and I cannot get away from it on TikTok.
Yes, they use
that
it as an
ad
ad
keeps
now.
coming up.
Oh wow.
You know
him
what's my
pick-
favorite part
Because it was
about
on
it, though?
Nightcap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he was talking to Ocho Cinco about it, and Ocho Cinco saying like, "Man, we might have to get you back in there doing some cardio."
Because he was like, you was only in there for like 1 minute.
he said, "Hey, I was in there for about 25 already."
So
He's like,
that's what make the video even more crazy. Because he was in there for 24 minutes. What happened during that last minute to where he accidentally went live?
Yeah.
but y'all didn't see when he said like I was knee deep in it for about 25 minutes. Ocho Cinco was like, "Oh, like his whole argument was just
Did y'all
thrown
see
up.
the Dominic Foxworth comment
No.
where I think it's on First Take where Shannon is like, "Hey man, you give me a little time to warm up. I could go out there and play tight end if my hips are right." And Dominic was like, "We know your hips are doing okay."
Hey,
Like, hell
I ain't gonna
no.
lie. I'm in my prime. 25 minutes, boy. Stop it, Shannon. You definitely was on the tablet. 25 minutes? I don't even know. Man, 25 minutes?
25
I had to go to the doctor. I'd be like, Doc, listen.
And he the same. We on a tangent. He the same person that said, "I'm touching bus." I'm
Yes,
touching
he
bus."
did say touch him.
And it's not my fault. It's your fault.
He touching what?
touching bus. Touching
He
bus.
said if you got that,
You got that good?
yeah.
I'm touching bus.
I couldn't pick it. You using
So-
his accent.
Yeah, Michelle must not have that then. Because if he going 25 minutes when he
That's
normally
why.
touching bus, I
That's
don't
the
know.
greatest argument. When you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You be like, it was just so wonderful. Because you don't want me to go 25 minutes, 'cause that means something ain't right.
Yeah.
But that's the perfect advertisement for whatever pill he was on.
No, absolutely.
Normally, I'm touching
Absolutely.
bus. This time, I was 25 minutes.
And they started selling merch about it.
Yeah, that's too far, though.
Yeah, I'm
son.
not wearing a Shannon Sharp Michelle shirt. That's just crazy.
How
crazy.
much money does Michelle make on those sales?
I don't know.
Because she is just as much of a part of it that he did.
Yeah.
Michelle,
That-
get your royalties.
Just to find out that ain't her name calling her the wrong name.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, we gotta get us a breakfast club. We working out or something. Cause when we get older, I don't.
Hey, I
that
told
pill
y'all.
stuff. That pill stuff scared me.
You
I'm
know
real
how
with
we
you.
all finna get back in
the
shape?
honey patches.
Pickleball,
Like, yeah,
man.
The
I'm
honey
not
pat-
playing pickleball. We play golf. You
Nah,
need to get into golf.
Hey,
Pickleball fun,
Pickleball
bro.
might be on to something. Cause golf, we have a winter.
And you
You're
know
not
what?
gonna be going to the simulator 4 times.
And
in a
look,
week.
they got a bunch of courts. It's a little nice little
They
place
do.
you go to.
Y'all too rich.
I would love to play badminton.
Bro,
Hey,
pickleball
hey,
pickleball is better
hey,
than badminton.
Get him
bro.
out of here.
Is
How
it?
you go from
It's-
pickleball to badminton?
I like
Pickleball
badminton.
is
Badminton is fun.
Badminton
Pickleball
real
is literally
fun.
like badminton.
Literally.
It's like pickleball is like tennis, badminton, and then one
My
other
fault.
sport like put together. You got a little pat, you got a racket, and you're hitting the ball over the little net.
At 6,
Why
I
don't we
also
just play
had.
tennis?
Why don't we just play pickleball?
At
'Cause
6,
it's
I
easier.
also had Paolo Banchero. Everything that KB said was right. I think he's going to take another step. I'm hating the discourse on his name. I'm hating the discourse on basketball. Stop playing with me talking about scoring a basketball, whatever. The basketball is like the ice cream shop. It's like Jenny's. It's so many different flavors. We all can like what we like. He like defense. I can like tween. You can like post-ups. And he can like turnovers. High turnover point guards. And we all like what we like. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We all like what we like. We ain't got to shit on anything. Paolo Banchero's that I threw a shot at you talking about turning the ball over.
I
He had 7
love
turnovers.
defense, man.
You
Something about
Golly.
turnover. You know you have the record for most turnovers in my league, right?
So,
What's the number?
10. I was
Oh,
close
yeah.
yesterday. I had
7.
7. Yeah, I had
Oh.
7 yesterday.
Did y'all win?
but
No,
the
not
only
that game.
the only person that could talk to me about that record is you, Kamari, and Momentum.
Oh, I was in that game. Wasn't I? I think I played that
I
game.
think so.
Yeah, y'all was against me. Because if you're not a guard, then you can't talk to me. Because people don't understand how 7 turnovers, 10 turnovers, 8 turnovers. It's tough. It's tough. As long as I ain't got
you
like
racking
15.
them up because they pushing you out of bounds. You lose the ball after a rebound. Next
But
thing
you know why
got-
also the turnovers piss me off? We're going on another tangent. Is because, and you do this the most. I don't know if you realize how much you do this. Everybody swear that they open. Derrick, you'll score and be Derrick back. Oh, you had me. And then you'll give him the ball and he don't even know what to do with it.
No, that's my worst thing as a point guard. Or, like,
Everybody swear they open, bro.
not only that, it's just like it's only one person can really shoot the ball like during a possession or whatever. Like somebody was probably open, they got a shot. If you didn't get the shot, maybe you'll get it next time. Like it's gonna be all right.
But
You
yeah, I
can
had
put me in
Paolo
a
at
phone
6.
booth with Jonathan Isaac, and I'm still open.
No.
Okay. Mr. I can guard Kevin Durant.
No, let's start on 2K, not even real life. Guard your man on 2K. You and Kyrie get y'all the BDs. Y'all the back doors.
Okay.
Not.
Do you want to just clear up that you are not BD right now?
No, remember he came on here. He said he was. What did he say he was?
I'm not saying nothing.
What'd you say you was?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said you was VL.
No.
Austin, am I lying or did he not say that? See, Austin laughing. He said that. But go ahead with your number 6, man.
I already did. We on 5.
No, Mike, did you get your number 6?
It was Cat.
Oh, okay.
Number
So who's
5.
your number 6?
It was Zion. We already
Oh,
talked
okay.
about it. Number 5, that's where I got Paolo Banchero. I thought what Paolo did was very impressive. When you talking about a team that was young, but he had them comfortably in the East, and then they also went through a stretch where they fell in the conference. They fell all the way to the 8th seed. And a young team like that, morale could get low. They could have easily faltered and just been like, okay, we cool here, whatever. Nah, he said, y'all, we finna go on my back, and we finna climb up these standings. and we gonna go all the way up. And they got all the
We
way
gonna get
back
on my
up.
back and go all the way up and go all the way back up.
And we gonna
So
climb.
you
these
can't go
standings.
no more.
We getting out this play-in, and then he went into the playoffs, and he showed us why he one of the best number 1 overall picks in the last few years.
I also had
I'm so confused in your Paolo Banchero fandom. You didn't even know Gary Harris started for the damn team. When did you watch Paolo?
A lot.
How?
Derrick is a guy that just be on Twitter seeing shit and be like, well, I like that.
No.
I also had Paulo at number
I
5.
do remember that though.
Yeah.
Like I said, I named the lineup. Derrick was like Gary Harrison. He said that to me like I was bugging. He said that to me like he was a part of the 6-man podcast and watched every game.
He started every playoff game.
He
every
said
single one.
Gary Harris. He ain't start. I'm like, I just watched this game with my own 2 eyes. I know for a fact he started. No way no way I'm bugging. And Derrick like, yeah, oh, he started? Oh, okay.
It was him.
I just didn't see him.
He was so fixated on Paolo. He didn't see nothing else.
Ah, so when we do one of them Q TikToks, he got to put Paulo.
What
You
tats he
gotta
got?
have Paolo high.
Oh,
What tats he get?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He committed to one back.
Dame is teetering out eventually. Paolo is gonna be his new Dame.
You ain't with them dames yet. That's a damn shame. You got 2 pair, ain't won 1 yet.
You don't know
You
what I
got-
do in my private
You
time.
got private. Oh, you got purple
He
on.
throwing it
What you
down in the
doing?
names.
What you doing in them days? Because I know you're not hooping.
Hey, Angie just trying to get some sleep. That don't sweet right open. Derrick, she look at Derrick. You know how you look at somebody up, down to up.
She just
look
see
at
the
him-
shoes,
She look at
nothing
him up
else.
and down though. She look at her. Like what the hell? Derrick tossed the blue chew rapper. She see his head down to his chest. He naked everywhere. She look all the way down. Nigga got some dames on. Butt naked with
Talking about
dames
give
on.
him extra grip.
Mismatched laces and all, boy. He was prepped for this.
I'll show you 62.
Motherfucker walk into the bedroom like,
Oh hell no.
She said you did all that. And it is only been 40 seconds.
he said, clutch, baby, clutch. I'm clutch.
You know I get it done when a few seconds left.
Turn around. I'm going to show Paul George a bad shot.
Nah, we gotta move on, bro. I'm done. But those dames got you going crazy.
Man, you crazy talking about you don't know what I do in my private time
With my dame.
with my Damian Lillards, bro.
Y'all took that too.
Oh,
Y'all
man.
took it and ran with it, bro. Y'all- I'm just
That
saying
poor
outside.
woman. She just want to get a good night rest. Uh-oh. He coming there with them dames. Derrick, I just picture you doing obscure stuff with them dames. Not even that. Angie the baby come home, you in there mopping the floor in dames. Tell me, watch out. I just mopped that floor. Oh, oh man.
Y'all put me in tears.
That minute I'm making steak bites with dames on. Oh. Oh, okay. You got Paolo
It was
at six.
Paolo at 5.
Oh, at 5.
At 5.
At 5, that's why I finally had Kawhi Leonard.
Same.
I think y'all are crazy disrespectful to Kawhi. I don't ever want to hear you say anything good about him now, okay?
Okay.
Stay on that side. Would y'all say, no, stay on that side?
I'm always on my own side.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, Kawhi Leonard, I think we talked about it indirectly. Kawhi had a very amazing year. Unfortunately, the playoffs is such a sad kind of down moment because he played so many games. It don't even feel like he had a full season, but
That's because usually you see him have
do the
these crazy
opposite?
playoff moments.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, he's still Kawhi Leonard, but this year you didn't really get that.
It's so sad because it's like we have not gotten that really in the Clippers' tenure. If you think about it, he's had the moments where against the Suns, was that the
Suns.
last year?
Yeah.
The 2 years ago now? He was killing, but then a knee swelled up.
Yeah.
And so it's like we never have these moments. The Clippers versus Mavs, he had, and then he
It wasn't like that this year though. I forget how it was. Cause remember, it always used to be like Kawhi would have like a crazy game. Then afterward, we get the update. Kawhi's knee swelling, probably doubtful for like the next game. This one, he was already out, right? And then we was like, is he gonna play?
Yeah.
And he came back for 2 games, and he just
It was
kinda
actually-
hurt.
He
That
also
Dallas
played-
series from 2021, he averaged 32, 8, and 5,
Robot.
60% from
Yeah.
the field,
That's robot right
42%
that
from
60% is mid.
Yeah.
Mid-range.
Mid-range
He
jump
was
shots.
automatic, like a robot for real. This is what I was talking about right here.
gotta
Say
rewatch this series.
Kawhi Leonard is fine per Law Murray, the NU.
Okay.
Despite reports of a Chinese reporter / agent alluding to a potential injury / sickness. Sigh of relief for Clippers fans.
Do y'all remember we were supposed to have Kawhi on Team USA?
yeah,
Yeah.
they sent his ass home.
Later
It
this
was funny
first,
'cause
not
when
even
they
the first
When they
week.
would post clips of the runs, you would never see Kawhi. Like that must mean he really was.
I never even put 2 and 2 together. Damn.
Would he play?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm just talking. He would have played.
I just
He
know he
would've
wasn't in the
played.
highlight tapes.
Yeah, he would have played. Let me stop. He would have played. Yeah, Kawhi's here as well for me. We already talked about it.
Oh man,
I got-
Kawhi is going to be. Kawhi is going to go down as like the most. I don't even know the word, because he's a star. It is not. Derrick Rose is like, what if? Kawhi got a Finals MVP, couple championships,
Six-time
2
All-Star.
Finals MVPs.
Yeah.
He got moments, but it's still like a what
The
if.
crazy thing about Kawhi is that he has all those accolades, but he hasn't eclipsed 20,000 career points either.
That's insane.
Like he's only at like 13,000.
I wish that we would have known that Toronto run was like maybe the last run.
Same. But it's hard to have not gotten
Yeah.
hype for him to go to Clippers and
Yeah.
then say, "Give me Paul George."
Yeah,
too."
we had Paul. They had Paul, and they already had like a decent supporting
Yeah.
cast too.
Yeah. And then they just get that man 50 plus M's at a $50+ million extension a year. Like that's, it's a heavy price tag for a guy that you don't really know what you're getting for.
Into a Dome is gonna be nice though. Can't wait.
Oh yeah, that was probably the main reason they paid him. They got to pass somebody to put asses in the seats.
Yeah.
That's why I thought for sure Paul George was gonna be back. Like I thought there was no
Paul
way.
George said, "Man, hell no, I ain't going back."
Y'all only giving me that no trade clause. I'm
My
out.
boy said Philadelphia got too much going on for me. Who you got at 5?
I got Paolo. And we already kind of said everything. Another thing that I guess the highlight was we already know the spacing for Orlando was terrible. I thought he did a very good job operating in that. Like, it can only get better with spacing.
Yep.
The next one we got is
4.
number 4. That's why I got LeBron James. Thought LeBron had a very good season last year. When you talking about being 39 years old, there's nothing more he could do.
This is where I had Kevin Durant personally.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Durant had a really good year. He's going to continue to have really good years. I think this could be even better years now that they got the point guard. And I think they should come in with a chip on their shoulder, man. They got embarrassed. They got swept by the Timberwolves, who are a really good team, but damn.
Not that much better than y'all.
Yeah, all of us picked the Suns, actually. So I got high expectations. I'm going to be real, though. As much as I love Kevin Durant, as good of a season he had, he's still going to be that guy with the mid-range shots, the threes, isolation, all of that. I do not like him with the Suns. I'm going to keep saying it. I know Suns fans may be tired of me saying it, but if they don't do anything, KD, we got to go somewhere else, bro.
Where would you like him at?
I would have preferred him to never go. I would have liked him to stay in
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, yeah. This is me personally. But if he is going to go somewhere after Phoenix, I don't know, because the NBA changes so much.
Yeah.
Put him on the Heat. Swap him and Jimmy. Jimmy can go to Brooklyn, put KD on the Heat. They need buckets. They got all the defense around there. Just let him score.
It is kind of interesting. They are a top 7 offense with 2 mid-range jump shooters. It's kind of interesting.
Nothing wrong with the mid-range.
Yeah, but throughout the regular season, you gotta sometimes put up threes. You might get a random Memphis team that's came in there and they hit 18 threes. Now, how you keeping up with that all of them twos? Like, just stuff like that.
Kevin Durant is like aging backwards when it comes to like his efficiency. He's already one of the most efficient players in basketball, and then he just keeps getting better and better and better. Hitting shots, you're like, there's no way. Oh, yes, Kevin Durant, he did it again.
You know what my favorite one was?
What's that?
The one against the Bulls where he got like hit on the arm.
Yeah,
it still went in. I think that was Caruso guarding him.
That was
too.
game winner, right?
That lets you know
Game
how
time.
bad the Bulls were. 6'4" Alex Caruso guarded Kevin Durant for a full game is crazy. But no, that's
It was one of the, it was that shot against Giannis in the playoffs, I think, where he had hit him with the tween, and he hit that contested mid-range. I was like,
That
oh,
tween, like that's what I be talking about when people just be like, they need the tween. That tween rocked Giannis.
Yes.
He had to do a tween. When you got a guy like Giannis on, he did the tween, and Giannis still damn near contested it.
Yes.
So people be
I
talking
have to look
tween.
back at some like Kevin Durant handles, like highlight videos or whatever, because he always just be so crazy because his arms. It's just hard to dribble like that when you're so tall. Like you damn near
he's
7
got the
foot.
best handle for his size ever.
That's why when we
Dribbles
did that,
like a shooting guard
we
or a
did that
guard.
handles list. I was surprised he wasn't on there because his handle is crazy. And people always talking about efficiency, but when people don't realize what efficiency is, it goes beyond the numbers to me.
Yeah.
So like that's why I like Melo, because his move is efficient. That jab, I'm not wasting shit. I jab, you move, pocket. Same thing with KD. I'm a hezzy. You give me what I want, Jakob. Oh, Giannis ain't bite at that one. I'm gonna give it to him again. Tween twice, Jakob.
I think you have to be
Efficiency.
a no moves wasted type of person to be super good. Like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander
No moves
is as
wasted.
efficient. I'm trying to think of a player that does
Waste
waste
move.
moves, and the only guy I can think about is kind of Kyrie, but that's kind of his brand, right? I'm gonna do this first one. You're not gonna budge. I'm gonna get to number 2. Oh, you ain't budging that. Number 3 is gonna get you. Like that's why I'm thinking about Kyrie.
But is that
That's why I
wasting a
don't think
move
that's
though?
wasting.
Nah, I thought it was. I always look at that like counters. You know
Because
what
he's
I'm
not
saying?
as big as these guys
I know what
we
you're saying.
named.
I think another word to kind of use it is just like
Maybe wasted.
you're
is the wrong
over
word.
dribbling almost. That's why I look at it. It's
Yeah.
always over dribbling when you're just
But
wasting.
I'm thinking about like Shea and KD. They don't have They don't use counters because they don't need counters.
Mhm.
But
And
they
it's probably
also-
the size
Yeah,
that
the
makes
size
it
is
difficult.
everything.
Okay, how about Luka is a great scorer, but is he an efficient scorer in terms of like what he does?
His movements.
Yeah.
You would say so?
No.
Because I look at other scores and I'm like, they don't have to kind of like pound out 20 seconds or not even trying to go that far.
It's
but like,
give or
you know what I'm
take
saying?
because now we talked about Kyrie with the size,
Mhm.
but now Luka doesn't have the speed.
Mhm.
So when you talk about lulling somebody to sleep, he is really doing that.
Mhm.
So
He's really doing that because he
is-
don't have a burst.
Is what James Harden was doing with Houston, was that considered efficient scoring?
I don't think so.
Efficient scoring, like in a move or in a
Yeah.
repertoire way. No.
Probably
Yeah.
not. It's
Honestly,
not.
I feel like them years kind of burned him
dribbling
out.
the ball for 22 seconds.
Yeah.
That's-
I would-
It did end up in a good shot all the time too, guys. But like it's strictly off movement, probably not. Efficiency, just overall, give me that.
yeah, if we just
100%.
doing a movement, James Harden and Luka gets a no for me. because the efficiency is as less moves as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Durant, you know what I mean? That's why when they talk
Steph
about
Curry's pretty efficient too for his size too.
when they
I
said
would say so.
pure
yeah.
score, who comes to your mind? Kevin Durant over all of them. Over everybody that ever played a game, pure score. I'm going Kevin Durant because there's not a scoring way I haven't seen him do.
And then Jordan Clarkson.
Kevin Durant will dunk on you. He will score on the post, catch and shoot threes, off the dribble, isolation. What brand of
And he shoots the free throws at over 85%.
Because even all the other scorers like Jordan, he just don't. He didn't shoot the three. Now I could give him a little
You
bit
didn't
of
even say the man is 7 foot. And we talk like a lot of the best mid-range shooters like Jordan, Kobe. We didn't even go to like Melo, like 6'6" to 6'8". This dude is 7 foot with like a 7 foot plus wingspan. So you're not really contesting it. You only gotta hope that like maybe you bother him a little bit and he's out. But that's usually how you play defense. You kind of wish that he misses.
Also, I do want to say KD was great on defense for his standard last year.
Oh yeah.
Oh
was,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I always thought KD
It
was
was
an
fun.
underrated defender. He's actually very good. He will sit in the chair for you.
I didn't think post injury he would still be okay at it, but he's been damn
He had
good.
that 1 year where he was averaging like 2-3 blocks.
That was the
to
Warriors?
start it off. I don't remember. I just know he was averaging a bunch of blocks to start off the season. And it was like he was in DPOY contention.
had to be with the Warriors.
Had to be for 1 month. Too.
Yeah, it was. It literally was.
My favorite Kevin Durant is with the Nets. I don't care. So much Kyrie gone, so much Harden stuff that I just love to see him carry, especially the last form of it when James Harden had got traded, Ben Simmons was hurt. not that when he was healthy he was doing
The
anything.
50-point triple-double where he played the whole game is one of the best games in history.
Ever.
Yeah. That was the game where I'm talking about. He hit him with the tween.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that the game they went to OT?
Yeah, that was a shot to go to OT.
Did
And
you
then
just
he-
see a video of it?
Yeah,
Because I
think
just
so.
saw in slow mo.
Yeah.
I saw that video.
Have
too.
y'all seen him play live other than All Star?
Kevin Durant?
Yeah. Oh, did he play when I went to see them?
No,
I
seen
went to
All-Star.
watch the Suns play the Bucks. I don't think KD was on the court though.
Okay.
I think I just saw Devin Booker and Bradley Beal.
Okay. Yeah, man, it's an experience. I watched him versus Luka and Barclays a few years back,
Oh wow.
and I don't know, bro. To just like, because I was lucky enough, the Nets gave me courtside ticket. Shout out to them. So he's sitting in the corner, and I'm like, bro, this is Kevin Durant, bro.
Kevin
like
Durant?
he's standing right here, ass and face, because he's like.
That's how I be
like,
feeling when we do the All-Star game interview stuff, media day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's Kevin Durant. Because I
Yeah.
said something to him. Somebody was like, what's your favorite, like, Griselda song? And, like, people wait for the answer. I'm like, he don't know shit about Griselda. And KD look at me like, boy, stop. I'm like, that's Kevin Durant. That's
I don't get
KD.
starstruck, but there are times I'm like, damn, that's really so and so. Damn, that's really Kevin fucking Durant.
Mhm.
Right.
And
there.
he's the guy when it comes to the pure scoring because everywhere he's been this guy scoring the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a world where he go anywhere and he's not. Imagine.
No, but some guys
Yeah.
are like in high school, they really good, but they still ain't there. Or you go to college and it's like, oh, okay, no. Kevin Durant won National Player of the Year as a freshman at Texas because he couldn't be guarded before he even had all of the bag he had now. Before he even was as strong, he don't look as strong because he's still thin, but he's way day and night when
Oh yeah. He definitely got stronger.
20 points as a rookie on a supersonic team that if I named the starting lineup, you would be like, who is those guys?
He used to have all those like promotional videos when he was coming in where it's like the kid. You remember he used to be calling the nickname
The kid?
in OKC?
I remember
the kid.
I remember
I feel like it was the kid.
I remember the campaign when he was like, I'm tired of being
The
number
not
two.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2, and then there was
And
also
not
the not
nice.
nice.
Not
I remember I had. The
I remember
shirt
they had
for
a campaign too for it wasn't his shoe yet. It was the hyper dunk, and it was like
the
retro.
OKC ones.
And they would like rap and play basketball. They had like gold chains and shit on. But yeah,
My number 4 was also Kevin Durant.
top 3, unanimous top 3. It's just a matter of the order, huh?
no,
Yeah.
because he had Bron at 4.
So your 3 is Kevin, I would assume, or is it someone else?
It's NBA champion Jayson Tatum.
Okay, can we?
I was looking at his reaction. I put him here just because I
Kevin
felt
Durant had
like,
a better season than Jayson Tatum.
So hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm more so with these top guys. I also went into consideration who I thought was the better player
Oh,
because it was kind of that close for me. So I personally think Kevin Durant is still a better player than Jayson Tatum. So therefore, I put KD higher.
okay. I mean, that's valuable. my list would look completely different if it wasn't based on like last year. Like that's
Yeah,
always been
that-
our stipulation.
Yeah, I thought this is all based on last year.
No, it is.
Because Bron being
But I
at
thought it
4,
was-
if it's last year, then if it's more than last year, Bron wouldn't be at 4 for me.
Bron ain't.
I'm sorry,
at
at 3, even for 3, he's at 3 for me. He wouldn't be at 3 for me if it was that. But
You said he wouldn't be at 3?
he'd be higher because he's LeBron
We
James.
always historically have made our list on not projecting
Yeah, no, I'm not.
and then not in
projecting
the
either.
past.
I'm not. Well, I'm not. I'm just saying in totality of a player. Like I'm not based. It's also including last season. I thought they all had great last seasons, but I'm just saying at this point in their careers, I just thought since Tatum and KD was so close for me that I was just like, I think Kevin Durant.
No, we understand. We,
individually is a
we
better
understand
player.
everything that you said.
Yeah,
But you're basing it off of something that ain't off of last year, is what we're saying. Because you can have.
I think I'm combining them both.
right, and
Yeah.
it's always been the singular season. You're explaining what
Yeah.
you're doing perfectly fine.
Jimmy Butler was 4 on my list for the last one because it was based on last season. Ain't no way in hell he would have been as low as 4 on my list. He would not be below Paul George if we were taking everything into consideration. Just a better player. Jimmy Butler's higher than Paul George, but since we were talking about last season,
I don't think Jayson Tatum gets that high on the list if we talking about better players.
no, he'd probably be at 4.
He'd
for
probably
me.
drop. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably drop on everybody's list. That's all we saying.
It's cool though.
Yeah, we had what number?
3.
I got Jayson Tatum at number 3 too. I got Jayson Tatum at number 3. It's not a lot to say about Jayson Tatum. I think Jayson Tatum is right where he's at. Obviously, you want him to be able to get to that number 2 spot if you're a Celtic fan. It's just hard for me to gauge because when we get into this territory, it's him, Giannis, Bron, KD. For me, I gave Bron a slight edge just because I think Bron has a little bit more responsibility. It's a lot more on that plate if he don't show up at all. And don't get me wrong, Jayson Tatum is important to the Celtics and everything as well. But I think that there's just a different type of responsibility that both of them share. And I think Jayson Tatum had a really good year. I think he had a really good playoffs. I think the shot didn't fall to the level that you would like. I think he still settled a lot. But I think we have to start understanding that don't make or break the entire existence of a player. Even when we did our small forwards, I had Franz at like 5, and people thought that was great because he didn't have a shot. That was the only response people had. You can still be a phenomenal basketball player with your shot not falling. I think that speaks volumes of these players who are having slumps or having down season shooting and can still be as effective as they are. You know what I mean? Franz didn't have a shot and still shot almost 50% from the field.
I thought he was the best. He's the best rebounder on his team as the small forward spot. Like just he could do so much more that I thought he showcased, especially when his shot wasn't falling. I thought the defense was great.
Defense was nice.
I thought that eventually he started getting back into like he being able to control the game a little bit with the pace and being the point guard.
It was night
everything.
and day from that first championship series against the Warriors.
Yeah, and I thought that like again he did everything you asked for besides being able to shoot crazy well from the field. And I thought like he didn't get Finals MVP. He could have got it. He was right there.
It was up in the air for me. When I watched them announce, there was nothing in my mind that was like, this can't go to Jayson Tatum. I was a little bit surprised that it actually went to Jaylen Brown, to be quite honest with you. But again, that's how I was deciphering. I gave LeBron a slight edge because I think he had a little bit more responsibility because there was times where Jayson Tatum didn't have his typical standard and the Celtics was cool.
That's the biggest knock I think you put on Jayson Tatum. And I think there was literally the stat for it is it's like, he was averaging like so and so points, like or so many amount of points, and his team was still winning. Like he was having terrible games, 15 points, they blowing teams out, 12 points.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And that to me, that's not a overly crazy problem. But when you're ranking players and we get to this level, you have to find something to give somebody else an edge. Or I would come up here and just do a 3-way tie.
Again, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
My
you
1A,
either want,
1B, and 1C.
yeah, you want a 3-way tie, or you want me to plug
honestly,
hairs?
and I think might have been a player, maybe it's like Joel Embiid or something. He's like, if I go out there and I have my 15 points, we lost.
Yeah, Joel Embiid did say that.
And I think there's a lot of players. If Luka goes out there and probably has 12, 15 points, probably a loss.
Yeah, no, that is a very good point. I mean, compared to the other stars across basketball, Jayson Tatum has the most help, right? Where, if Jayson Tatum could give me 12 points in a playoff game and we might coast to a victory. If Bron give me 12 points, damn it, we lose by 46.
Yep.
So it's not a bad argument.
At that age, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't like that Bron has this much responsibility at damn near 40. But he is my 3 and Tatum is my 2. For all the reasons Pierre just said, like, people look at the grand scheme of the playoffs and recognize that Jayson Tatum's shot didn't fall. He was the point guard for the entire playoffs. He guarded 4s and 5s for the entire playoffs. He did everything you can imagine except for shoot the ball well.
And he won.
And he won. And they did it. They did it. And yes, you might be able to, you can crazy. You can substitute him for Bron or Kevin or Giannis, and the result probably still stays, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Jayson Tatum still is this good and this impactful. So he's going to go to my 2 with Bron as my 3.
And I'm just reversed. I got Bron at 2. And I love that you brought up the 12-point. That's always my argument with efficiency. Don't get me wrong. We like efficiency. I think every player and anybody that has ever touched the floor, if you shoot 10 shots, there's not a person in the world who doesn't want to make all 10 of them. You want to make as many as you can. But I think certain players have certain responsibilities that I think it's actually a little bit the opposite of selfish sometimes, when it's like, I have to take these shots. I have to not care. I might be efficient tonight, but in order for us to survive, I had, like Jordan B said, I can't afford to be
we was playing Pro-Am like a couple of nights ago, and it's a little bit of a tangent, but like, you was taking some crazy shots. You was like on a small forward, power forward. You was taking some crazy shots, and somebody said something like in the stream, like, man, P tweak whenever, but I was like, he's our shot taker on the team, and like it came to the fourth quarter, he hit some big shots, and I'm like, probably nobody else would have probably took those shots except P, and they ended up making it. Like, you need people on those teams that are gonna have that responsibility and know, like, I gotta shoot the ball.
And in that stream, I told Kyron, or I said something to that person that said that comment of like, I don't care about my efficiency because I want to win. And I also know I'm playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
He getting all the offensive rebounds. So it would be selfish of me to not, like you saying, to not take the shot, which is we get on Kyron ass because he's not taking a shot, and it hurt us more. Sometimes you can't care. If you miss 3 in a row, it's more selfish as a basketball player, especially we talking about Pro-Am, but the NBA, to say, I missed my last 3 shots, so as the best player on this team, I'm not shooting this shot. Now I'm going to pass it up, and I'm going to put the pressure on Kobe Bryant. Kobe, oh, man. I don't want to shoot no more. I missed my last 4. Smush here. You got to do something for it. That's unfair to Smush. He's not ready for that.
My favorite play is Kobe Bryant, where he could go 0 for 30. He's still taking that game with a shot.
Dirk got the most respect ever in his career when he went against the Heat and he was struggling, but he kept shooting. He kept shooting because the other option was to give it to who? J.J. Barrera. That's unfair to Jay. Now you're being selfish. Sometimes you just got to shoot. And if you 3 of 15 and those 3 mades were the biggest ones to win the game, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Nobody cares at the end of the day.
So who is your 2?
That was
Tatum.
Yeah.
Your 1 is Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Ain't Julius Randle?
What's your order?
My last 4 is KD.
No, my 2 is KD.
Oh, right.
KD, LeBron, Jayson, and then number 1, probably unanimous.
So we all kind of different, because I think mine is Durant, Tatum, Bron, Jan.
The only thing we know this for sure is that number 1 spot, man.
Yeah.
That goes to
that freak.
And I'll bet any amount of money that it'll repeat itself next year.
Yeah, I don't see nobody taking that crown.
Yeah, because especially what he does on both ends of the court. Like, he's one of the best help defenders. He's still giving you 30 a night. He's still getting you over 10 boards. He's an amazing playmaker. There's nothing really Giannis doesn't do except for probably shoot the ball well. But, like, he still
be healthy in the playoffs now. This is not
it's been 20
consecutive years.
Yeah, that is true. But I do think last year you did see him comfortably take more mid-range jump shots. It looked like he was more willing to take them if the defense was sagging and allowing him to take it. But if you sag on him, he's still going to eat up that space and get right to the rim.
He is somehow, even though I think he's the second best player in basketball,
underrated, right?
Still underrated somehow.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I think it's just because he's been absent in the playoffs. That's the only plausible reason I can, because I feel the same way too. And I don't see anybody disrespecting Giannis. I don't even really see him get talked about because I think it's literally he's been absent in the playoffs.
You think he's second or is he number 3?
He's number 2 for me, behind Jokic. Yeah.
No, you don't think Luka's the one?
He's number 3.
Going into the season, I can see that. I really think this is going to. I'm actually happy that they've had underwhelming success the last 2 years. I'm glad that they lost in the first round to the Pacers because I think Giannis. This is what I think. I think Giannis is going to be as motivated as we've seen in a very long time. I'm getting this feeling just from a little bit of Olympics and stuff. And I think he's going to terrorize the league. And I think there's a chance where Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the NBA next year.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of my most fun
we
watchers.
Get another MVP season from him.
Me too.
Yeah, he's one of my most fun watchers. But I feel like he's also at the spot. Well, I guess it's not true because Jokic now has so many where like he's got a few, and once you get a few in a row, it's like, let's see who else can do it now. I feel like that's the place we were with Giannis, but the person he lost it to was Jokic, who also is disgustingly talented as well. So
yeah, I mean, they definitely could have it. Shea's our favorite now, but
right.
I think the storyline is matching up for Giannis. You know what I mean? Where they didn't have as much success, and now you just dominate.
Yeah.
The team getting older too. Chris Middleton ain't an all-star no more. Ain't like you got 3 all-stars.
I think going forward, we're going to see like the 4 guys really be like the favorites, and Luka, Shea, Jokic, and Giannis. Those are probably going to be the top 4 favorites to win it for at least the next few years.
Somebody going to get in this mix, man. Somebody going to get in this mix.
That's going to catch us by surprise.
Somebody, because it's a lot of teams that could be good. Jayson Tatum, you still have to consider. What if he have a bounce-back year and take the lead by storm like we're saying for Giannis? They're going to be good. He's going to have the wins. The Knicks are now good. The 76ers are good. Joel Embiid could get in.
Joel Embiid's going to. Joel was going to win it last year.
Yeah.
But he got hurt. Yeah.
If the Knicks come out and take the lead by storm, they're going to put Jalen Brunson's name in there. I'm not even saying it because I'm a Knicks fan. That's just what it is. Who else is in the West? The Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards. Like, it's so many good teams now. The faces of those teams, they do what they're supposed to do, and, we might get a sneaky.
That is so crazy. Giannis really had a hyperextended knee and then went out for 50 and 14 with 5 blocks.
Yes.
In a finals game.
It looked like he wasn't going to play.
I know we use this all the time. That was like a spiritual experience, bro. Watching that man do that in that closeout game.
That was out of body experience.
It was for him to be a 60% free throw shooter.
And then
to
go
him,
in there and make them all.
It was like he felt, I don't know how to explain it, bro.
Then that man woke up the next morning and got some Chick-fil-A.
Yep. Got that 50-piece nugget.
I remember, I was on my way to damn Michigan after that game. And I was like, I should give me some Chick-fil-A too.
It's fun seeing how players celebrate after they win a game. Like when Candace Parker won and she went to Portillo's right after. Like that's
what you would do?
I used to do that to winning football games.
Okay.
But same thing,
Yeah.
I think football players deserve it 1,000 because you played a treacherous
and you
position.
just burned so many calories. Go get some kind of junkie.
They actually want you to do that. Tom Brady take his lineman out. Y'all finna eat up.
I remember when I was in football, they had one of our guys. Y'all remember Matt B?
Yeah.
Like he was on a O-line, I think, or
Yeah,
whatever.
he
But he was kind of like skinny, but he was tall. And the coach had told him, he's like, you know what? We're going to put you on a diet. He's like 3 steaks a day because he's trying to bulk him up or whatever. I was like, yeah, it's crazy.
We were watching
up too.
We were watching the Bears game the other day, and they cut to like some Bears nose tackle on the sideline. And my wife's like, is he a real player? I'm like, he might be the most athletic guy on the team, considering how fucking big he is and how he's getting to the quarterback. Well, he wasn't that efficient, but like, for him to be that big.
You talking about the D-lineman?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and to still go is crazy to me.
Yeah, D-linemen are very athletic.
Yeah.
Kind of have to be.
Like,
no, you
when
do.
You're in the trenches, you have to be able to do those quick spin moves sometimes. You got to be able to do swim moves. Like, sometimes you got to fucking bear crawl.
Did you not see remember it might have been like a year or two ago, like Aaron Donald had all them workout videos or whatever that he was kind of
dodging the knives.
Bro, yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah. Dodging knives?
You know how you go through the blocking stuff?
Mm-hmm.
They would have knives.
That's crazy high stakes.
I just
don't
couldn't
even
imagine.
know if it's necessary. Let's do fake knives. Just in case. You like, I gotta go for it. Don't care about if you lose a finger, like Pierre Paul. Was that the guy name?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Jason Pierre-Paul. See, yeah, that's too much, bro. Because what if if he missed the move, his trainer's going to jail. His trainer's going to jail.
He
bro.
signed a waiver.
That don't mean nothing.
I wouldn't even.
But I mean, he's one of the best, right? So it has to work.
There's no reason to do that shit because that man ain't trying to hit him at all with that knife. Something had to go tragically wrong. I'd rather you not do the knife and just really go full.
What if it's a fake retractable
was that the
knife?
trainer or was that him?
Oh yeah, maybe it's a fake knife. Maybe it is. I don't know. How will we ever know?
So.
We only know it's one person that do the craziest workouts, and no matter how crazy it is, you're gonna believe it.
Yeah,
Kobe Bryant said that man was training in the freezing water in like the tundra
and I
doing
heard the
workouts.
opposite. I heard he was waking up in Vegas at the time where it was gonna be the hottest, and riding the bike.
You can make up any type of workout and say Kobe did it. And I promise you, somebody gonna believe it and be like, yeah, he probably
Mike,
did.
I'm a grown ass man. I believe all of it. I believe all of it.
But you can't even like refute it because obviously results happen from it. But that shit sounds terrible.
And and y'all be on Twitter looking at Melo because he wanted to go to his hotel room and get some extra sleep. You think Melo wrong because he ain't want to get up in Las Vegas early in the morning where it was gonna be the hottest? They're talking about Kobe did research.
The worst,
And he found out that when the sun rises at 6:50, that's when it was going to be the hottest.
the worst part about it is that people see that and they gonna replicate it and they will not be Kobe Bryant. They just won't.
Yeah.
It was just I remember he was telling that story about how him and his team went out in Chicago one night, and he said they was in there just taking shots, and then he woke up at 6 or 5 in the morning, knocking on doors, telling, "Hey, we got to get ready for game day." And I'm just like, I couldn't imagine being out and having to wake up
First of all, that would blow me because the game day mean it's probably starting at 6 or 7 o'clock. You waking me up 12 hours before.
So you think that means you could be at a casino till 8 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like
you're
I'm CJ Abrams.
Yeah, you're a damn fool if you drinking the night before a basketball.
And he said
game.
he said he got to live with him, but he said, "Hey, we still gonna get up the same preparation as normal."
That's too much.
I
man.
love Kobe, but I don't think I would have liked being his teammate.
No way.
Me and Kobe would have got into it a lot.
I want it, but I don't want it
would
that
either
much.
been that or I would have been like Nick Young. I would have just been like the little brother that just pissed Kobe off and it was just whatever.
Hey,
What a time it was when Nick Young, best player on the Lakers.
Yeah, he was going toe to toe on Christmas Day against Bron and the Heat, making some bullshit. I know that type of shit be pissing Bron and them off. Like Nick, this Christmas, bro, you hitting this bullshit? Damn.
that's probably why it's going in
Y'all taking the
On
early Christmas game or the late Christmas game?
Early
Get it out the way.
yeah. For sure. I could fly
Don't
back
the
home
Heat-
and everything.
me
I'm pretty sure the
late.
Heat always had an early one.
I'll take a late one because especially if it's a home game, I get to open up the presents with the kids and then go to work. I would do that. But if it's an away game, give me the early one.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since we've had a Christmas game here in Chicago.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably
It's probably gonna be a
long
minute
time.
before we get one too.
I'll never forget
Definitely.
Derrick Rose.
Next
hit
year,
that
Cooper
over
Flag.
Kobe
Come
and
on,
all of
man.
them.
We used to
Oh,
have
that
the
photo.
Day.
Christmas jerseys out.
That was the lockout, so that was game 1 of the season, I believe. Man,
I remember that little floater in the lane,
right over everybody's
overpowered-
fingertips.
Yeah, that was, and he got the ball and he like went into his bag and it was nothing.
It might be it for Derrick Rose. He just got waived
He just
or
got
bought out. Because I guess he went to them asking for out of his contract. So
Or maybe he asked out because he had something else he wanted to go to.
maybe. But he didn't play well the last couple seasons. So it'll be hard to expect the team to take a chance this late before training camp.
It's outside of Chicago.
Shout out to
We don't have a
Derrick
roster spot.
Rose. If it is
And that
it
brother
for him,
nice.
I would not mind having a whole Derrick Rose podcast. That's how much I rock with D Rose.
Could y'all see him playing overseas?
No.
Nah, I think if the NBA dream is done, it's probably over. His
Derrick
body's
Rose.
just so beat up and everything.
Yeah, his body and
probably
he's
better.
good with the money.
What do you say? He wanted to be able to walk at PJ's graduation?
Yeah.
He's still gonna be making money from Adidas.
No, the contract he has to be on the roster
Oh, it is
until
Okay.
September 2025. So he's got another year that he has to be.
Oh
on the
yeah, that
roster.
boy finna sign with the
But
Clippers.
but it's the end of the like it's the end of the contract. So he got 12 years of
True.
Adidas money.
You right. His brother got the money too, so he ain't gotta ask him for shit. Like that, don't ask me for shit. I got you on my contract.
Big chess guy, Derrick Rose.
He's a
Yes.
big chess player.
Big chess player. Him and my cousin be playing against each other.
Ooh, he'll be a
Allegedly.
good chess player because he got the poker face where he don't show nothing.
He was talking
He
about
got
it
the
in,
biggest move. He
on
just don't
Matt
show no
Hoffa.
expression.
He got a Matt Hoffa interview.
Chess is fun. I haven't played in a long time, but when
I
you
had a
actually
stream
learn how
idea
to
with Mike that he turned down, man.
That we play a game
Why
of
you
chess.
do it with Derrick?
Because Derrick don't stream.
Oh,
Hey,
you wanted
dude,
to-
he got a Twitch account though.
Oh, he does have a
Tell him
Twitch
to
account.
boot it up.
He's a
Where you been at with
pay-per-view
the
streamer.
Where you been at with the creative? Did we get a food review?
I was going today.
Oh,
I don't want to ruin it.
I pitched to Mike that we have separate streams where we try to play games that we know nothing about. And chess would have been one of them because you don't know much about chess, right? If anything.
I know chess. Like,
Perfect. But you don't know chess.
But yeah,
But we like
I'd
have
be
like
down
an
for that.
hour to learn, and then we hop in and we do like a wager.
I'd be down for
$1,000.
that.
Now
What
you're
other
down for
games
it.
would it be?
I don't know, but we would just find games, popular games.
Now before when he said that, he didn't pitch all that. He just said, "Mike, you trying to play chess?"
you my boy, Mike.
I don't remember
This
him
is
saying
the
all that.
second
I
time-
definitely said this before.
This is the second time like the second time in a week this has happened. Was you there when there was 40 people trying to do the runs?
I was
Yeah.
there, but
So
I
let me
wasn't.
give you
I
the
was there.
backstory. So they trying to do the 40 runs, right? I had no idea. I just knew it was the runs. So Mike coming there. Mike seemed like he had just woke up or whatever. So he come in there. There's 40 people. They tell him Mike was finna go down. Mike's japping out. I'm talking about. I think the way people perceive me on the podcast is how he be on the Discord.
You definitely been in your, I don't know if it's in your feelings lately when it comes to that, but you've been raising your voice a lot more,
you be
brother.
snapping. I was the one that had to tell him calm down a couple times. He going off. Who told y'all to do this? Who told y'all to do that? I never said we was doing that. Okay, cool. I ain't tripping though. Sometimes I feel him. You know what I'm saying? He do got some people in his community, some selective people who sometimes just do a little too much, and I jap out him on some of them too. Okay, but he going crazy, and it's a lobby of 40 plus people. I'm like, damn. Okay, so whatever. We end up drafting. I was actually on Mike's side because I just knew it didn't have the proper planning. So I'm telling them in a lesser tone, we shouldn't do this. It's not a good idea. It's not thought out right. We got 85 overall builds in here. This is going to be a terrible experience to play with. So they try to do it anyway, just to find out we don't have enough players. We did a whole draft, and we're 3
We're
players
missing
short.
like 2-3 players.
That was so crazy.
So I got to go in all these voice chats, and I'm telling Derrick and them, not going to do. Oh no, somebody else told
Kamari
you,
came to mind.
but you thought he was trolling.
Yes.
But like, no, we literally don't have enough players. We end up drafting the regular. We play him. 2 of the guys that was talking to you about orchestrating it so happened to be on my team. And both of them, from different perspectives, was saying, and they were saying it it's factually, that you were aware and you was messaging them in the Discord agreeing that what was going on. They were legitimately saying that like you was bogus.
Who?
This was Anthony Prado and this was Kevin Kool-Aid. Because Kevin Kool-Aid said, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I was just, but he said, the reason I'm involved is because I can say for a fact, Mike was definitely in there talking to them about doing it. I don't know
But
why
listen,
he was
though,
snapping.
I'm gonna say my thing because I feel like it should be really easy to say.
Yeah.
I said I put Kevin Kool-Aid and I put Smalls in the group chat.
Uh-huh.
I said, can we just work out some details for the 40s? Because I agree, it's gonna take organization.
Yeah.
You want to have it right, so when we do it, it's just not we just kind of figuring our way out.
It
right
takes us
there.
an hour to draft for 20s. So 40s is
And
big.
so I'm saying we're not doing it tonight. I might have not said that verbatim, but like I'm working it as in it's a future thing. For some reason, they hear it and they say, let's get excited and let's run the 40s tonight. And like you was right. I woke up from a nap, so I had no idea what's going on. And he was like, you should just told us. You should just told us. Like, I don't know why y'all were,
so what it sounds like from both sides, somewhere along the lines,
There was a
you thought you was
miscommunication.
making a point and they didn't pick up on the point because you didn't say it verbatim. So in their mind,
Yeah.
because you didn't say we're not doing this till later,
I put up a post. I said, tournament tonight. 40s soon. I put that like PS, 40s soon.
that could be taken in 2 different ways. If y'all had already taken 40, they might have thought that the tournament time 40 soon, like we finna get these 40s soon, like in a couple hours.
Right.
But I see what you're saying. So nobody's wrong. It was just miscommunication. Got to be a little, next time, now you know, you got to be a little bit more claro with them. Very, very thorough on, hey, 40s next week, not tonight.
Yeah. I do got some people that's going to take it an extra mile if you
And
don't
then-
clear it up.
Me and Mike is on the same team. We actually won a championship.
Last night?
No, like a few nights ago. The
Oh.
runs before this. We're playing. Guys giving up buckets and doing different things. Mike, again, is spazzing. It's only game 1. It's the first quarter. Mike is going crazy. I'm like, Mike,
I
bro.
wish I would have clipped that. I kind of want to go
You
back
was
and
there,
find
right?
it. Yeah.
I'm like, Mike, bro, relax. I'm like, I had to literally tell him, like, you're not being a good teammate. But I will say yesterday, night and day. Now, you might have your moments because, yeah, I agree. I'm not fully against Mike. It is annoying when you and Kyron get backdoor for the 19th time in a game. I literally had
Or
told him.
Kyron don't shoot after we told him to shoot 15 times.
He does it once a game. I literally told you had the most craziest moment. I ain't really go all. I ain't trip because it's you know I want you to keep playing 2K. I told you. We up 2. Say Derrick, they're going to backdoor. Or was this a game winner? I said Derrick, they're going to backdoor you, so be ready. Sure enough, the dude backdoors them. They score and either win or send it to overtime.
It was the OT.
OT.
Yeah, because it was literally 2 seconds left. He
Yeah.
scored the back door and dunked it. It
I
was
literally
0.3 seconds
told you.
left.
I said, hey, they're about to backdoor you right now, Derrick, so be ready. And before I know it, dunk. I'm like, holy shit. But I always give you a little bit of defense because you don't play as much. When you have somebody like Kyron who's been playing just as much as us for the last
Kyron went
7
undrafted.
years, went undrafted.
Yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
When we was doing that little 40, when we thought, or supposedly he was supposed to run 40s, D Mills got drafted pretty early,
high,
bro.
yeah. And they
Like-
was calling you like a secret weapon. They was
He, was
like,
like, he got picked up, and somebody's like, "Damn, I was gonna
yeah,
pick his ass
yeah,
up."
yeah.
Then we got to the 20. So
But
you
he's
in
not-
between?
Then I got to the 20s, and it was a clear cut. I wasn't making
KB,
it.
he around like 2025, so he got to get into the 20s to get into.
you know how you
able
get
to
into the
picked up.
20s, right?
How?
Being there. Just being
That's
there.
another thing.
Just being there. And the more you be there, the more better of a player you're going to be.
And honestly, D Mills is probably about twice as good as he was on the last 2K on this.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
why I'm
say so.
surprised he don't play as much because it's like I thought when he was getting better, he was gonna be a fiend for it. Now we be in a wreck and D Mills be like, "No, I ain't swinging. I'm finna get into my bag. I'm damn okay."
I feel
Sometimes
like
I be having to tell him, "Hey, you doing a little too much. Nah, swing that motherfucker."
it's fun. I feel like I play the game a lot, but I don't play as much as
You
y'all.
you
do.
played more than last year, but still way far away from a lot.
Because when we be playing, we be trying to play, a little bit of every day
Yeah.
potentially. We don't have to play every day, but it just feel like we be having 4, and it's just you, John. We can't get that 5th on.
Because right now I'm almost a 96. Last year I didn't get higher than like a 91.
Yeah, see, I
big
get
Damn.
improvement. 96. I didn't think he was a 96 yet.
I'm almost there.
You be playing at my career.
Yeah.
Yep.
You be
that's
playing
pretty
on Hall of
good.
Fame too, right? Now you playing rookie for
I've
the
been
hot
trying.
zones.
I've been trying to get the hot zones.
Yeah.
But you still get a decent amount of XP for playing on rookie.
I'm trying to play tonight with the pro. I've been having. I will say, last year the runs was very fun. Somewhere along the lines, we ran into a wall as a pro-am team, and it just got like deaded. This year, our pro-am team is more fun than to play the runs.
Yeah.
Like it's night and day. Even when we won the championship, I was like, whatever.
You
The
know
runs
what's
is better.
like a cool part about it too that I think is making it more fun, and teams still play real weird. Like it's just one dude ISOing all the
Yeah.
time, but you can't shoot like 100% or like make all your shots no more. So I think it kind of adds to
True.
like the dynamic of it. And
Dudes
somebody
shoot
was
90% from 3.
Somebody was in my Discord complaining like, but they still got to fix shooting and then it'll be good. Because I was saying like I think the game's in a pretty good state. And he was talking about the shooting. I was like, I think it's perfectly fine that you don't shoot like 67% from 3 on every game. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have games where you really do struggle, and it's like it's just what basketball is.
Everybody want realism until it's real.
Yep.
Yeah, you can actually contain a small guards to a certain degree. Like they're not completely OP.
It forces people to play basketball because I feel like what you were saying is people just do the screen, come off the screen, shoot the 3. Now it's like because you can't shoot 75% from 3, you got to go take that mid range sometimes. You got to switch it up, and that's why I like the game a lot.
Yeah.
I just wish in your runs, and it ain't got nothing to do with you or nothing you can control. I just wish we had more people that was creative. Me and Tiger Wood talk about it all the time. It's
Yeah,
the
for
same
real.
build, bro.
It's- no.
like, oh my god,
It's a lockdown, a big, and a guard.
It's just so annoying, bro. You see this, like people got the same exact player.
Got the meta. Got to play meta.
Ali, hey,
That's the one place to not play it.
I agree.
When we
That's
run
what I'm
into
saying,
when
like,
we run
don't-
into the meta on Pro-Am, I understand. We seen everybody do the zones. You can't run zone. in
But
this
most
shit.
people probably just have a build.
yeah, that's
If-
another thing.
If you're
what
gonna
the
have
hell
one
they
build,
would do.
it should be a meta build.
I
'cause
was
that's
talking
the only way
about
you can
Kevin
compete.
Kool-Aid earlier because last year, obviously, he played like a lot of point guard. This year, he's doing like his lock. And I was like, this might be the last game I see on Kevin Kool-Aid because he had like he didn't play bad or anything, but it's just like for like half the game or more than half the game, you're just sitting in the corner. And I never really found that shit fun at all. He was like, man, I'm having fun winning. I was like, I guess I can hear you, but I don't know. At some point, I can't sacrifice my fun just for like unlimited wins or whatever.
Your runs suck. In my
How?
opinion. And that's nothing to do with you, just in general. It's
you
just
don't put. I don't.
It's
I
just not
pers-
fun to me anymore.
I
Like,
personally
probably
think it
won't
can
play
go. It can go better.
I feel like a lot of people be sweating it. Like I don't know. I feel like it's
I
a
ju-
lot.
I
It
think
went from
that-
fun to like sweating.
For me, there's just no value in winning or losing. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm
Like-
I'm such in agreement with him because that's what I was saying when we won our championship. I wanted it. It was just like it didn't do anything.
Mhm.
Same.
We literally won,
Yeah.
Mike, and we lost that one game and that was it. And I was just like,
Hey,
that
we
was kind of
was-
weak.
Because we do get hype after winning a Pro-Am. game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We was talking about the finals MVP after the runs or whatever, and we was arguing.
Was you there for that, KB?
Mm-mm.
We was going back and forth.
Y'all low key was they was being bogus to moments.
But you know what's so crazy?
They virtually jumped him.
Jump too.
But they were point guard.
Momentum. Now he came in there. Momentum do a lot of talking.
Right. He was
Okay.
the first run. He was my point guard.
Okay. Momentum is not a bad player by any means, and he's not a bad guy. I don't think nothing wrong with his talking. I think he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way indirectly. There was a time when he came, and I played with him when he first joined as a power forward last year, and he was really good. This new 2K came around, the glazing, I think, turned a lot of people off. There was people that was like, I'm not making a build until Momentum or Kevin make a build, or I got to ask them for help. And I think that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and it might have boosted some egos.
Yeah.
And Momentum plays a certain way also, which a lot of people aren't fans of. I had some people on my team that was just like, he plays like Trae Young. You just stand. It's a lot of dribbling. He doesn't really pass. Apparently that guard has 75 pass. And
yeah, I know.
For that guard of his size to have 75 passes is wild. But Mike and them lost. So he come in there, and everybody was kind of, he was talking some shit about Tiger Woods too. So on our team, Jordy was kind of like motivated, like, man, Tiger Woods, I'm rocking with Tiger. So he come in, he talking this shit or whatever, and Mike and them was like, yeah, but you ain't do shit, blah, blah, blah. And he coming in with a bunch of excuses on why he ain't do shit. And Mike like, no, we ain't do that. And Mike like, no, he ain't finals MVP because everybody on our team said he can't. And then everybody just started saying why he shouldn't be finals MVP. They were just trying to make sure he didn't get it. And it was so hilarious to listen to because then he was like, what? I ain't get it. Kevin to tell you I wasn't. And Michael then was like, no, if anything, you know what? Just give it to Dom. Dom the MVP. Dom was killing. And everybody just vouching for Dom all of a sudden just so they, and I was just like, y'all are hilarious.
Well, you didn't see it because I was still streaming as all that was going on, and my homie D Rose that be in the streams, he was like, "Y'all really arguing over an imaginary Finals MVP trophy?"
I think the runs. I agree with KB. I run them because it ain't shit else to do, and when you having them, we not gonna play pro-am. Think it has to be more stipulations, bro. Like the switching builds is just, and I've done it too, but the switching builds it just makes it dry. It makes people run away from the grind. There's no creativity. The draft method is just kind of weird. We say we going, like yesterday, I ain't really care, but it's like, yeah, we say all the bigs draft just for the big who drafted to go run and get a guard once something get challenging. It's just like, I don't know. It's too weak. And it is overly competitive for nothing. We get nothing.
Bro.
Guys,
that's why I say the reason I say it's overly competitive is because everybody has like a lock, or it's like you're, I guess, like a point guard or big man.
And then I'll bring a new build in there that I made literally that day, and motherfuckers
everybody
want
to be a Tony Allen out there, or they want to be like a lockdown or something. Nobody wants. In my day, we wanted to be Kevin Durant. You wanted to be the school. You wanted to be Kobe Bryant.
In my day,
I didn't want to go sit in the corner.
Yeah. Even though yesterday, the guy, man, we was laughing at you. I don't know why. Nobody out there could stop me.
What were you playing with, your Zion build?
Yes.
Oh.
Who was also just made. So his badges and everything.
No, I was playing that Russell build.
And he blocked it.
I had like one block on you, then I had one block on Dom too.
And we was in there pissed because it's like, how is he blocking it? But yeah, I'm like, y'all come in with the same builds. It takes nothing. That's also my point. As soon as you have to be skillful and your skill kind of, it's like what we talk about, the imaginary award. As soon as somebody not having the greatest series or they about to have a bad performance, they run to something that they think this is easier to do. They take the easy way out. So you come up there with a guard. How many guys we seen try to be a guard? And then they might have a game like I did where he had 10 turnovers, or a game like he did where he had 7 turnovers. A lot of guys now don't want to be guard once that game happened. They want to go get a lock because now I can just spam in the passing lane. I ain't got that much responsibility. That's why a lot of guys want to be a lock. You talking about Kevin sitting in the corner? Yeah, because sitting in the corner, you can never have a bad game. You can never have a bad game as a lock. A guy scores 30 on you, oh, you were just screening me. You were just screening me. You never can have a bad game. But these other builds, when you had a guard, you can have a bad game. Nobody want to have a bad game because it's like, what? The Discord is going to laugh at you? Y'all better stop.
I made enough builds, and it's not the same for everybody because a lot of people only have maybe 1 or 2 builds. But, like, I played it enough where I was like, last year I felt like you needed to be a lockdown to really play, like, solid defense or, like, just the way the game was. This year they have it so where you could I've seen people with 75 defense play, like, perfect defense and still get a good test. You're not gonna get every contest, but it's not like you don't need it to
It's
be a pure
definitely-
lockdown to just play average
It's definitely the
defense.
stick thing, but the
Yeah.
reason a lot of guys aren't that good on defense is because they have the high steal and they go for the steal nonstop.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Just like you, I tell you all the time, you give up a lot more points than you could because you always reaching.
For sure.
But the only and again, I'm the only person who we can do the one build shit with is Kamari because he's literally a kid. Kevin, all these guys, they've always had multiple builds. Prado, he got 3 builds. You know what I mean? Like we can cut
Prado
that
be
shit out.
having some. No, I'll
They
say
be
this.
wasting builds.
Prado might be the next person that might be just as bad as me, bro. He be having a new build all the time, and that was a lot last year, 2K. So I don't know about this one, but like I remember he be like, man, let's try to hop in wreck. Got this new Bron build. And
He did have a lot of builds.
I got this new Pascal Siakam build.
He did have that
Pascal.
Pascal.
He had a bunch of builds. He had a lot of builds.
His builds be ass.
Talking about he got a T-Mac build. He got his point guard build.
Is a Siakam just a 6'10" mid range?
I don't even remember that build. It was so ass. It was last year. Fantasy football though, you 0-3. Talk to us.
It's been rough. Injuries are still dealing with me a lot, and then the trade happened.
They ain't looking like the greatest trade, huh?
It's looking all right. I mean, Kamara was fine. Kamara was good. He gets like 20 carries a game, so I don't think his production is gonna drop. Still waiting on Kenneth Walker to get back. C.J. Stroud didn't have a crazy good game. He threw 2
But
picks.
you just told us you thinking about trading those guys. And
I
for a
was
long
considering.
time, you was telling people Kenneth Walker basically untouchable.
But then I got a package that looks very intriguing.
Mm.
So it's like, I would trade Kenneth Walker for the right
I don't
piece,
think
but-
anybody wasn't gonna knock you a package.
But at the same time, part of me still wants to just
Wait and see.
wait and see.
I feel
I
that.
need a trade, man.
What would your record have to be for you to give up on the season?
Give up on the whole season?
Yeah.
0-2. The trade he did, he gave up on the season. That's a good question though.
Is it just because Jamar Chase was in it?
No, you can answer this question.
Because
I'm
Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy still didn't do anything.
Well,
Who were in the deals.
I'm honestly speaking, and I'm not always the one to tell you to do what you're saying. I told you though. I didn't get what you saw with the Xavier Worthy. He had the good first game. I just think that you miss your time to trade people. That would have been a time I would have traded his ass.
Same.
Xavier Worthy is not like he's good, but nobody thought that Xavier Worthy was going to be some fantasy darling. It's like if you have a 12-man league like us and you get him late and he can give you a few of those performances, hey, great. But he wouldn't not have been a weekly flex player for me.
I do wish I would have probably did the Terrence trade and then flipped Jamar Chase for Rice and Henry. That's one.
Oh, I know you wishing that. They just gave me 50 points between the two of them.
That was
They almost outscored your whole team. I know you wishing that.
That was the one move where I was like, wish I can go back.
D-Mills, you had the least amount of points in the league?
Yes, 2 weeks in a row.
That's tough because I feel like I didn't score
Your
nothing.
team was on.
And we still scored more than you. My team
Somehow I
was so
still
bad.
scored more than you. Like
My team was, bro, and it started because Tyreek had a terrible. 5 points, you can't. For my first pick, 5 points is unacceptable.
he's got no quarterback though. And then
Tyler
Skylar
Hunt.
Thompson ended up going down. So now it's a practice squad quarterback coming in for the second half, and he got destroyed too. Like all of the weapons, even Achan, who last week was like quarterback proof when Tua went down, this week he didn't do anything either. So like all of the Waddle, Tyreek, Achan, they all finished with under 10 points.
Ramondre
Tough.
Stevenson, 0.3
We
points.
should knew your week was over that moment.
Yeah.
Thursday Night Football, 0 points. Like, yeah.
But
Yeah.
you had Kyle Pitts go. Kyle Pitts had a good game.
7
Yeah, what?
points.
Didn't? Oh,
Yeah, 7 points. 2
Yeah, I was going to
receptions.
say 7 points might be good for your team.
I thought he got.
He had one big play, bigger play.
Yeah. He didn't get in the end zone. He went down at the 1. You're right. I thought he got in the end zone, but I remember he did go down at the 1-yard line.
We get into that time of the season too, where we had a few weeks. Timing is getting together, the chemistry for certain teams. So a lot of these guys that I was offering people, saying, "Hey, it's gonna pick up," or I don't want to say offering, just kind of talking. That people was, "Hey, look what he did." Christian Kirk had a terrible start to the
didn't even know.
season. That go 12 points. Come on.
John had a doomsday on his team on the bench.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
don't know any of his players, though.
He said
Terrence
he
joined
looked at-
Discord and said, yo, let's talk Marvin Harrison Jr. He said, who that? Like, bro, you took him in the second round. What do you mean? Who is that?
That's like what do you? That's
He just
somebody you
had a
put your
great
team name
sweep,
after.
too.
He said, I don't look at the names. They just numbers.
That's
He
crazy.
just
Like,
know
yeah,
about-
thank you for the $300,
Yeah,
brother.
he just
Chase
knows
Brown
about
had
him.
his heaviest workload of the season so far. It's finna only go up.
I'm mad he said who that.
Who is that, bro? Like, he's been your second best player the last 2 weeks. What do you mean, who is that? Which makes me think you'll never make a trade.
I tried to hook you up, bro. Henry 31.
He was
Rasheed
getting-
Rice 25. I
Henry was
literally-
getting the ball so
I need
much.
y'all to understand. I knew Henry was good, right? We all know that. When I was getting him, I literally I called Derrick before the trade even went through. I said, hey, I'm about to get him, bro. I'm gift wrapping him. I'm like, here, this is I thought of you first because I just know you was talking about him so much. Besides, I also wanted one of your players. I ain't going to act like I'm just giving them to you for nothing. But I literally was like, here, knowing that he was going to have one of these. I didn't know it was going to be literally this week, but I knew Derrick Henry was going to have a 25 game. It's just he's going to have one more because they're going to get to that goal line. Even if he don't have high rushing, there's going to be so many times he's just like, here, just score these 2 touchdowns. And that's already 15 points. But I couldn't believe you not wanting to look into that, and then Caleb declining the trade I gave him.
Caleb was not going to make any trades because it felt like I was at the finish line with him on that trade, and then last second he declined it, and then he ghosted me. So
Listen to this trade
offer
offer that I gave him, bro.
Austin trade worked out because he's not winless
He
anymore.
beat you. But I think even without that trade, he was going to beat Derrick.
Yeah, probably.
So I offered him Derrick Henry, James Cook, Rasheed Rice, Keon Coleman, and Chase Brown for Justin Jefferson and Devin Singletary.
Damn, he was good. What was that? 4 for 2?
That was 5 for 2.
5.
He
Damn.
turned it down. And that was actually a blessing in disguise because I was just being thirsty.
I was gonna say that's a lot of players.
Exactly. So I'm like, you know what? Guys want to do
He needs
that.
it though. He's got Mostert.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Thielen, who's now out. He's got Debo, who's out. He's got Pacheco, who's out. He's got Jonathan Brooks, who's out. And right now, Amari Cooper is questionable. He's got like 6 people that cannot play.
That's actually crazy.
But because Justin Jefferson is the name,
Because I tried to give him a good depth piece too. It wasn't no 5 for 2. It was a 2 for 1. And he was like,
the trade you tried to give him was garbage in my
but
opinion.
he was there.
Who was the player?
It
That's why I
was
was
James
mind-blown.
Conner and
Drake London.
no, Zay Flowers. We switched it to
Zay
Zay Flowers.
Terrible. I
For
would have
Jetta.
said no to that shit too.
He almost said yes.
I was
probably
gonna
have to throw in another piece.
I was gonna have a commissioner look into that shit.
Well, I couldn't tell you.
I'm serious.
He never responded.
When
So
you
we can't
when
even
KB
negotiate.
sent me that trade and said we almost at the finish line, I was ready to put my screenshot in there and say, no, commish. No way he turned down this and accepted that bullshit. Or that bull jive, as Shannon Sharp would say.
Man,
That would have been crazy if he did take his.
That would have been weird as hell. Like, what
5
the hell?
for 2.
Mike, it's your turn to do something, bro.
I need to, and
I wanted to hit
Somebody
you
just
up, but
Somebody just proposed me a trade. Who was it?
Ooh, let's see. Live trade negotiations.
Reese.
It's an
oh,
awful trade.
within the
Awful
next
trade.
few days, somebody's gonna be traded on my team.
What you
Multiple
got? Talk
players
to
gonna
me.
be traded.
They don't really got nothing.
He's offering me Christian Watson and Jordan Mason for Kamara and Brian Thomas.
of course he won't come here. He's a Saints fan.
He's trying to get off Jordan Mason. He offered me
Yeah.
like 3 trades for Jordan Mason the last week.
Yeah, I don't want him.
I don't either.
So I traded Jordan Mason at the right time.
And this was last episode. He offered me a trade, and they tried to convince me why the players he was giving me was better than the ones he was giving.
Yeah.
So why are
Actually,
you making
I think
a trade?
he withdrew this trade
Oh, okay.
because it doesn't allow me to accept it or decline it.
He said, "Wait a minute, I messed up.
Mike Evans gave him 2 points, man. I traded these guys at the right time.
Yeah, Mike, let's talk about your team. Who is potentially available? Like, you got quarterback 1. Are you dangling? Oh, I guess he's quarterback 3 technically, but are you dangling Lamar?
No.
Okay.
Everybody else but Lamar. Lamar is just my favorite player, so he's staying.
That's fair, I guess. I guess.
Has
you
he
don't
been
wanna
your
win.
favorite player?
I would say probably him and then Tyreek Hill.
Because guys become more of my favorites when they're on my fantasy team. Like, I'm a
They
big
do.
Kyler Murray fan now. I
feel
can't
But
lie.
you got to know, I also be playing hella Madden. So when I had Lamar at
True.
quarterback, that's my QB.
I went on Instagram and I'm like, oh, there go Kyler Murray. That's my quarterback. I'm going to follow him now. I follow Kyler Murray on Instagram now just because he's my fantasy quarterback.
So you got Josh Jacobs.
Can go on the block, whoever wants him. I think last week, it was just they kind of also blew Tennessee out.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking for depth? Or are you looking for like?
I'm looking. I need.
Holy
I know.
shit,
I
this team
need
is
starters.
Garbage, bro.
Yeah, it seems bad.
Mike's,
Yeah.
I need starters.
you need starters.
Isaiah Likely, I should have traded him after that
You
one
should have
first
traded
week.
him, bro. I don't know why y'all keep holding on. Like, if it's unlikely,
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K.
Traded
Dobbins.
him after week 1.
you should have traded him to Derrick or something.
Kyle Pitts ain't done a damn thing this whole season. Brandon
But
Ayuk.
he's tight end 8. Like, that's good production from a tight
That's
end.
because a lot of tight ends ain't been on shit.
That's what I mean, though. They're like, if everybody suck and he okay, then that's worth. Yeah,
I gotta still also see if Keenan Allen could be someone productive when he come back.
I might call you about Ramondre.
I wouldn't mind it. I still have another basics cute. Let me see. I could also start Najee Harris, so it's like I do have flexibility for running backs and also receivers. So I just gotta figure it out. I think Tyreek might be gone, bro. I might be shopping him these next few.
You got to
days.
get somebody that's there for the name.
I know.
Because based on the way their quarterback
I know.
situation is, it's tough for me to like. I want him based on the
Me
name,
too,
but I wouldn't give you anything that you want back. Like you want Drake London, exactly. So
Yeah, what would you want for Tyreek?
You got to
London had
call.
a good game last game.
He had a really good 2 weeks.
He's gonna have a good season.
Yeah, he's good.
Who you want for? What are you looking for Tyreek?
2 for
Because
1.
A 2-for-1.
Yeah.
So
What type of 2 for
Drake
1?
London and Chuba Hubbard.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just gauging where your head is at.
What type of 2 for 1? I'm seriously talking to you.
A receiver.
What would
and
you
running
want
back.
from me for Drake
what?
London and
Receiver
Chuba
and
Hubbard?
running back. Ooh. What'd you say? Oh, is he talking to you?
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
that?
I'm sorry. I'm
Oh.
listening. You don't
Drake-
have anything on your team, bro.
Drake London and Chuba Hubbard. What's the piece
You
you
do
want
not.
back?
I'm telling you.
You don't
I've
want-
looked at your team. You do not have anything that I want. Not a single piece.
Kenneth Walker doesn't intrigue you?
Not a single piece.
Okay.
Not for that package, at least.
Yeah, okay.
What?
He is that good, though.
I understand he's that good. He's also
just
that
need-
injured.
I just need Brandon Ayuk to do something.
Dude took all his receptions.
I just need
Juwan
him to
Jenkins?
You want Juwan Jennings?
Jennings.
I got
need- this is
Juwan
Brandon
Jennings.
Ayuk. I mean, he got paid. Come on, Brandon.
That's when they get the laziest.
Come on.
You saw what CD Lamb was doing, but crying on the sideline the whole damn game. Team coming back, he ain't smiling or nothing because he ain't getting the damn ball.
He was sitting there squatting, breathing hard.
Yeah, 6 yard curl. He need a substitution. He available?
He available?
No, he's not. Not to you. I'm gonna keep saying not to you. You gave away the piece of your team that was interesting.
It's okay. When
What
Kenneth
if we do
Walker
3
come
for
back,
1?
He'll become more intriguing to people.
Possibly.
Talk to him.
Christian Kirk, Keon Coleman, and Chase Brown.
Let me look at some of their stats. What they look like with their rankings.
Well, Christian Kirk got off to a slow start.
You said, say that one more time. You said,
Or just look and you tell me.
all right.
Because
Is he giving you Tyreek Hill back for that?
for any of my running backs, I don't think we could do 2 for 1. If I'm giving you James Cook, like I can't give you another receiver.
Mm.
I'm like Derrick Henry. We can't even discuss that.
I just need to really stay afloat because I can't be having no.
That's why the
50,
guys
60
that
points.
that's why the guys I'm sending you. It's like it's tough. That's why I was talking to. Like I forgot who I was talking to. Maybe Terrence. But it's like in the league, you definitely have to look at production, what a person has done for sure. But you also got to know who people are. Because it's like, I can sell you on somebody that's killing, but then you're going to get them and be like, oh, this shit, he really ain't on shit. Or I can sell you somebody that got, it's hard because it's like Christian Kirk is not going to have the start that he had.
Yeah.
That's not going to be his season. But it's like, I can't tell that to the league because John is going to think I'm finessing because John don't know football. He don't even know. You don't even know who Marvin Harrison Jr. is. He probably don't even know who Marvin Harrison Dad is.
He definitely dope.
So to try to sell him on Christian
remember
Kirk,
when
turn
we did
it up.
the draft at KB House? This is like
2 years
it's
ago,
like
right?
yeah, this is like round 7 or like a super late round. I'm like, man, I might just pick up Trevor Lawrence, my backup QB.
And he took him.
John was right before me. He picked up Trevor Lawrence out of nowhere just because he heard the name.
Would you rather be? Are you interested in Zay Flowers at all?
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Okay.
But again, I don't know about for no Tyreek Hill.
Not 1 for 1.
Yeah.
I'm just gauging.
No, Zay Flowers he ain't too bad.
He's good. All right. Well, appreciate y'all listening and watching this episode of Numbers on the Board. Be sure to tune in on Saturday with the very next episode. And next week, exactly 24 hours from today, we'll be ranking centers, and that is it. That is all 5
the
positions.
Then we doing our 6-man,
Oh God.
our coaches.
Oh man.
You
No,
said-
we'll be in training
You
camp.
said 24
Oh,
hours
true.
from today. It's 1 week.
Oh. 1 week from today
Yep.
is when we'll get the centers. We appreciate y'all as always, and we'll see y'all soon.